Oh, baby, back in time. Dio with the buzzer beater. He went to get coffee at like 30 seconds left and promised he'd be back. He didn't lie.
I never lie. I never lie about getting my coffee in time. I'm ready. I'm ready for the world's greatest Osu tournament today. What's poppin'?
Oh yeah, today should be a pretty wild day. So we got a 10K prize pool. It's a big month for Osu because we also have the LAN, which Fiery Rage is reporting from. We got boots on the ground over there.
Yep.
What's the atmosphere like, Rage? Is everyone like, fuck the LAN, I really just care about Charlie's perfect math class?
Yeah, right now, it seems like Emrek and Utami are just warming up and playing right now. And, well, we're going to be streaming the Utami and Whitecap match right now, so I'm literally just sitting right next to him. I don't know how this is going to work out, but hey, you know, it's going to be awesome, I think, hopefully, maybe. That'd be pretty cool.
I think it will be. So, Fiery Rage and I did this together last year, but Dio's new to the casting couch here. Welcome aboard, man. Introduce yourself.
Thanks. I'm Dio. I cast some Osu tournaments from time to time. I've done, like, the Osu World Cup. I've done Course Ace. I've done a bunch of other tournaments, and I also do like random low elo tournaments from time to time. But yeah, I'm chilling. I'm over here in Clearwater, Florida, doing some casting here.
That's a beautiful place. That's the home of Scientology. Have you ever checked out their church?
It is the home of Scientology. I am forced to check out their massive church every time I drive home from anywhere outside of my house.
Baby, so, let's go.
I have checked out their church.
It's pretty wild and wacky in Clearwater. It's just a bunch of like sunburnt prunes and Scientology. I actually love Clearwater.
Let's go.
Downtown is awful. I hate downtown. The beach is where it's at, though. It's pretty nice over here.
Yeah, I completely agree. Well, so I think when do we start with match 1 here? I think you would know better than I would, Fiery.
We'll probably be starting relatively soon. Utami's still warming up right now, so we'll probably be waiting for them to get into the lobby, but it should be any second now, I'd assume, since Emrek and Leverushin. Utami asked to delay the invite by 3 hours. Let's do that, guys. Let's delay the tournament by 3 hours.
Yeah, we can just sit here and talk about Scientology, honestly.
Yeah, let's go. I'm down 3 hours talking Scientology.
For Scientology, that's for sure. I mean, there's been some. I gotta pull up that Tampa Bay Times piece they did on.
You have a fucking newspaper that you're just gonna pull out right now, do you?
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, they've done some crazy pieces on Scientology, but. Kind of crazy bracket. Why are Whitecat and Utami facing off in the very first round of this tournament? What's up with that? Like grand finals in the quarterfinals right now.
Well, it's Seed 1 versus Seed 8 as far as I know, which is Utami Seed 1, Whitecat Seed 8. They're based off the qualifier results as well as the group stage results. Utami and Whitecat getting first in their group, so...
I thought you were getting some information over there.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be a good match, I suppose. I think most people know Whitecat because Whitecat has big viral videos on Osu on YouTube, but I think Utami is probably the #1 player right now, like that most people know in the competitive scene, I would argue.
Yeah, he's like the next Vaxe, you know, Vaxe, the person that won your previous iteration of the tournament, Charlie. He's everyone compares him to Vaxe, the new Vaxe. From the United States.
There's like 4 new Vaxes in this tournament, right?
That is true. That is true. Yeah.
Like Utami and Whitecat, who are both the new Vaxe from America and Germany, respectively. You've got Emrek Sakamata 1, who is the new Vaxe from Australia, and also the actual #1 player right now in the world by like it's not even close
a lot.
To the
Yes.
margin. Yeah. And then Malashevsky from Poland, who is Polish Vaxe right now. There's like several players in this tournament who have been compared to Vaxe in recent memory. So it's kind of, and they're all in winner's bracket also, true to form, right? So I think it's going to be pretty cool to see any of the matchups where we get to see them go up against each other. So having Utami versus Whitecat in the very first round of the tournament is really, really cool. Kind of lets us spread out some of the other, you know, power seeding matchups throughout the rest of the bracket.
Well, that sounds exciting to me. Yeah, Vaxe, for those that don't know, an Osu player who I believe has never taken anything besides first place in a tournament they've entered. So to be compared to Vaxe is a pretty big compliment. Is that right? Vaxe's never not gotten first?
As far as I know, yeah. He's been 3-time World Cup champion, I believe. 2018, 2019, 2020.
And then also won the Drenched program, which was our tournament last year. So just a nutty resume. So to assemble, yeah, like the global Chaos Emeralds of Vaxe, like the Horcruxes here, I think is pretty exciting. Of all of the Vaxes, who do you think is most true to Prime Vaxe? The one I see a lot of hype for is Polish Vaxe in particular.
Personally, I have to think it's Emrek because Emrek has just been, you know, he's the #1 player in the world by the PP rankings, by the, you know, global ranking scale that we have. And generally what that means is that his raw mechanics, his ability to aim and stream and do speed maps and everything is just out of this world. And then he took that skill and for the last 2 years or so has just been going into tournament over tournament all the time and has been kind of refining his tournament skills since then. And he has become an absolute monster because of it. So I honestly honestly have to place my bets with him, even in spite of the fact that there are quite a few players who I think could upset any of these matchups.
Well, I hate to break it to you, Dio, but Emrek just told me he didn't practice the pool, so we're just going off that right now.
That's pretty exciting.
He's got all day to practice.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah, so again, there's a LAN going on right now. So they played last night, I think, till 3 a.m. or something, Fiery was saying. So they're working off little sleep, but those fingies are warm at the very least. So hopefully they'll still be able to play admirably at bare minimum. And then I think the tournament goes till tomorrow as well, so we'll also be seeing them rather fatigued tomorrow too. But they're professionals, I'm sure they can handle it. Imrek's over there, like, in the thick of it right now, getting a gauge on everything. He's our, like, ace reporter on the scene. Were you muted, or was that to someone else?
I was talking with Emrek, yeah. He's, like, literally asking me for advice now on what to pick. Yeah, he's in his match right now, so...
Oh, okay. Did his match already start?
Yeah, his match is already starting right now.
Okay. So we're being told there's a little delay here, so we'll stall a bit. What's going on, Dio?
I was going to say it's maybe a good chance to talk about some of the maps in some of these pools, because there's some of them that are just like really crazy that you wouldn't usually see in a typical tournament. So I kind of wanted to talk about a couple of those, but maybe we should save that until one of the pools actually gets picked.
Which in particular is standing out to you? Is it the Gentlemen, Grammy Award-winning artist, the Gentlemen pools, perhaps?
Those stand out for the song choice for sure. From the mapping side, there's a couple of them that are a little interesting, like the AR3 hidden map, for example, where you basically have to memorize 5 seconds worth of map every time a note appears on the screen, which you just don't see that anywhere else.
It's crazy. That pick is absolutely bonkers. I'm actually really excited to see how some of these players do on it. I'm not gonna lie.
Was that the map where the notes don't, like, the notes stay for a long time? Like, they're actually slower notes? Okay, yeah.
It's the one where you, like, could actually process what's going on. That's what you said during the showcase, I think.
Yeah, because most maps at this level go by so fast that my eyes can't register it, but that map they're talking about, the AR3 hidden, the notes are actually there for a decent bit, but there's so many of them that you have to process, like, 5 minutes worth of notes before they vanish.
I think, streamer just gave us the okay to go ahead and swap to the match scene. Both players in the lobby. Let's see how this goes. Both players banning Pool B. It seems like we're going to be seeing Pool A on this one. So we'll actually have a chance to see C6 played here if one of these players decides to go for it. Utami going to be winning the roll by 2 points.
Oh, Pool A's got some bangers in it.
Yeah, we can talk about some of these starters. You've got a lot of different types of maps in the starter pool, and for those who are unfamiliar with the rules, there are 3 different map pools that these players have to pick between. For this match, they're choosing Pool A, so those 2 rows right at the top of your screen, Starter A and Counter Pick A. The first pick for Utami is going to be from the starter set of maps, and then Whitecat will be able to pick, I believe, from either the counter pick or the starter maps for his pick instead.
Now, knowing both these players, where do you think they're going to go? Well,
we already have 2 strikes. We got, that is the wrong pool. That's Pool B, but Strike 2 and Strike 3 are gone from the pool now, so we'll be seeing the Kirby map and the Scub Domino tech map just striked out immediately for Utami versus Whitecat. And they have to get their next strikes in. Whitecat going to be striking the DT pick. S4, not too surprising. Utami is Speed Man. He loves those speed-oriented maps. So we might be seeing Utami pick into that later, as well as C1, Inferni, the Ophidian form. And S1 going to be the last strike. It's going to be S5. It's going to be Last Noble Flame for the first pick.
I think this makes a pretty decent amount of sense. Utami kind of banning out both of the really aim-focused picks out of the starter maps, the maps where you have to be really, really solid on moving your cursor to the right place at the right time. White Cat, one of the absolute best players in the world at doing that. And then White Cat banning out some of the maps that are more focused on really, really awkward slider patterns like an S3, and one of the maps that's really focused on speed, really fast tapping, something that Utami is really good at. So the last map up, kind of more of a toss-up between the two of them. It is Starter 5, Last Noble Flame. This one all about really low BPM, kind of wiggle aim all over the place in this map. There's a couple of really fast, like 3-note patterns, but largely all the wiggle aim and getting your cursor to flow to the right place is really hard on this map. It seems to have got a little bit of a technical difficulty with the tournament client, so hopefully we'll be getting that sorted out soon and we can get the match started.
Yeah, and it seems like we're already underway with the first map. White Cat taking up Hard Rock, Utami on the hidden mod. Let's get into this. Let's see how this goes. This is a CS3 map, so taking Hard Rock on this is relatively safe. But, same could be said for the hidden mod, really. But it's going to be Utami with the first drop here. He's going to be misreading that little stack. White Cat's still holding on to a 99.4% Hard Rock FC right now. We approach the first fourth of the map.
Now, for those that don't know, can you explain Hard Rock versus Hidden here?
Yeah, Hidden, basically, as you can see on the screen, it basically removes the approach circles. Those are little things that you see closing around the hit objects that are on the screen. It pretty much removes that entirely, and the notes fade out as well progressively. So some players prefer that and can read Hidden as if it were pretty much not on at all. In the meantime, Hard Rock slightly increases the circle size, inverts the map, as well as increases the accuracy window. So this accuracy from White Cat's actually kind of insane. 99.2 now still.
This was White Cat's pick, right?
Well, this was the strike pick.
The strike pick, right.
Oh, it's pretty much anyone's game on this one.
Because White Cat's looking real good here.
Yeah, he's looking dominant.
A kind of tough starter pool for Utami, I think, in map pool A here, because there's really 3 maps that are all focused on aim of some kind. You've got Starter 1, Starter 2, and now this Starter 5. White Cat, just one of the best alt-aim players in the game. These types of wiggles and patterns where you really just want to keep your cursor flowing throughout the screen. He's so good at these types of maps, but at the same time, Starter 1 and Starter 2 from Utami, the things that he or that he struck in this pool are also things that White Cat would just be super dominant on. So stuck between a rock and a hard place, I feel like, with the starters in this pool. And even with the break from White Cat, Utami going to match the break himself and still has some lower accuracy as well. You can see White Cat still above that 99% with Hard Rock. Utami a little bit lower, down just below that 98% mark. And at this point, with just a sliver of map left, this one is pretty much decided in White Cat's favor. Absolutely nutty act from him on this map. And yeah, staying true to expectation on a map like this with how good of an alt player he has been through the last 2 or 3 years.
All right, well, it's going to be Utami to pick next. White Cat now up 1-0 on the strike pick. Utami's hyped up. He's clapping. He's ready. He's ready to get back into this match.
I like that you can actually hear him at your venue right now. I think that's pretty nice.
And oh, hey, we're going to be seeing C6 played. We were talking about this earlier, and we're going to be seeing it now. Oh, boy. What do you got to say about this map, Dio?
I got a couple of things to say about this map. So you've got some... All right, so we talked about Hidden, right? How it kind of hides the approach circles and it makes the notes themselves fade away after a short time. Well, that short time stays the same no matter what the approach rate is. And that approach rate, that AR that you see down at the bottom of your screen, that tells you how quickly some of the notes come at you. So AR3, very low approach rate, means they come at you very slowly. And usually you would see this type of approach rate on maps where, you know, you have 1 or 2 objects coming in per second. Because the delay on this is nearly 1.5 seconds. For reference, the last map they were playing, the delay on it was half a second. So you have 3 times as long of a fade-in time for all of the notes on the screen, and there's just so many of them in this map that you're essentially memorizing, you know, 20 to 25 notes at a time, trying to be able to play them accurately, and it is so ridiculously difficult on a map like this. I mean, there are players who specialize in this type of thing who can read this, but it takes so much effort to get good at that they're typically only good at this and never good at anything else. Finding a player who can read this and also do other stuff is an extreme rarity, and well, Whitecat practiced this no mod, I think.
Whitecat practiced this with Hidden, and if that's the case, this is going to be a disaster. He is going to be taking Hard Rock on it. This is a Hidden free, so he does have that option.
So with Hard Rock, this does get a little bit better, but not by much. It's still 1.3 seconds, so the trade-off for this being really, really tiny circles is not that much. It's only 200 milliseconds that you get back for taking Hard Rock.
You also have to consider this is OD10 that you're also dealing with on top of that. And with these ill songs, you're already expecting gimmicky rhythms and just absolute ack hell. And we're seeing that in spades right now for Whitecat at solid 40%.
This is looking like me playing it right now, to be honest. This is not going super hot for Whitecat.
Well, you can kind of see what we were talking about with players having to memorize, you know, 20 notes at a time in this song. And it's not really changed all that much for Whitecat.
Yeah, I think he's having a fun time on this. Meanwhile, Utami is doing pretty solid on this. We got 90%.
Yeah. I would be giving up to Whitecat. There's no shame in this one.
Yeah, this is just one of those moments where you just gotta go next. Reset mental and get ready for the next one.
Yeah. Oh well, didn't practice it with Hidden. That's all right, guys. We'll deal with it. Get on to the next one. My bad.
Next. And in any case, it's going to be a tie game for Utami. Solid pick for him. C rank from him, which is actually, despite this map looking very easy, it's not. So
this is the lowest star rating in this pool, the lowest, you know, mechanical difficulty. It has the lowest aim requirement, the lowest tapping requirement, but it is disgustingly hard for many other reasons. Just extremely hard.
Well, Whitecat to pick next. He's got a few picks that I think Whitecat can go for here. I think any of the Hard Rock maps in particular would probably favor Whitecat, so we might see C3, C4 being picked up here for them. And no, actually, it's going to be S2 instead, Fleur de Lapine. It's going to be the Rabbit House Star Rod Kirby map.
Oh, yeah. I remember this one. Star Rod Kirby's a notorious mapper.
Yeah, known for the Kirby Mix series of maps back in the old days of Osu, like pre-2011 era. He's back. He's back once again, and he mapped for this tournament, and this is just as chaotic as those, if not even worse. 8 stars on this map. Absolutely ridiculous map on this.
Yeah, just to kind of talk about what makes a Kirby Mix map a Kirby Mix map, because we can talk about the mapper and his notoriety all we want, but this type of mapping and this style of mapping is so weird to pull off, and it makes the types of maps that do it well that much better. Really, really high spacing, polygonal streams and overlapping stuff that doubles back on itself. Super high velocity streams as well. And just really awkward patterning all around in this map is kind of the name of the game. And you can see already all the high spacing on these streams and some of the like polygon patterns, the linears, the star jumps that we have here. And that type of aim is very difficult. Not too many mappers really try to spec into aim patterns like that. So being able to hit them is all the more impressive because you just don't have a lot of maps that let you practice it. You can see already a couple of breaks for both of these players. Tommy just finding a miss there, but Whitecat finding a miss on the start of this map as well. It seems like he's adjusted a little bit, but they're going to trade some misses back and forth and keep it close. Very close in the accuracy department as well. Both of them right around 92%, trading the misses and trading the act drops back and forth.
Yeah, it's going crazy for them as we get into the little hard part here. Let's see what happens. Pretty close for all these players right now. So pretty much any of these breaks is going to matter. Tommy's going to be the first one to break, but I imagine Whitecat's going to be shortly up to follow. Or not. Maybe he's just going to hit this entire part. That would also be awesome. Never mind. There is.
You blew it.
Oh, my.
You ruined it for him, Fiery.
Oh, that drop is massive. That just dropped, I think, 30k score on his part. And now, Tommy with a slight combo advantage. Accuracy lead as well. It's going to keep things relatively close here. It's going to pretty much just be down to who hits this next section here.
Both of them actually hitting it, still holding on through the double back triples. They both miss on the same pattern too.
Oh, it actually might be down to who chain misses more on this last part here, I think. Whitecat with a very sizable score lead, but that score lead can just be instantly gone as soon as a chain miss happens as we get into the last part here.
That's going to be Tommy chain missing instead.
And I think that's going to pretty much be it on this pick. Yeah, it seems like Whitecat feeling pretty solid on that. 200k score for Whitecat on that map. Tommy just having an unfortunate run on that, getting worse accuracy and a lot more misses on that. But a win is a win. 2-1 now for Whitecat Utami to pick next. And I imagine we're going to probably be seeing S4 or C1. Realistically speaking, we're probably going to be seeing those.
I think we could probably see something like C5 as well. Yes, it's an aim map, but it is a DT aim map. And Utami has been, as of recent, a lot better at that than I think he would originally let on. Very, very solid DT aim player in particular, with plays like Zane DT, for example. So as of recent, he's been really popping off with that, in spite of Whitecat's history with it. But is going to be C1 instead, the Ophidian form. It's just death streams. That's all this map is. It's really long chains of really fast notes coming at you one after the other. It's just disgusting. Really, really long streams all over the place and no breaks in this map. So that that BPM field down there at the bottom where it says 160 to 220, that would be 220 for the majority of this map, and that means you've got quick math here around, let's say, around 15 notes per second to hit on this map. So if you can accurately hit 15 notes per second, then you'll be doing solid on this map.
Yeah, this map is absolutely brutal, man. But this is perfectly matching Utami's skill set. Like he plays these maps for breakfast. This is literally, aside from hidden, I'd say this is what he's best known for in tournaments. Absolute monster on these speed picks. Granted, White Cat not to be outdone on them, but definitely not nearly as comfortable as he drops a miss very early on in the map here. 5 minutes length on this.
Every time you give a compliment, someone breaks. It's absolutely impressive.
Hey man, you know, I'm just doing my job. I'm here to do my job. But yeah, as we get through that first section, White Cat with a 200 combo deficit right now. Accuracy lead relatively equal, but it is dropping as we get into these little longer streams. White Cat struggling quite a bit to hold on. Going to be managing the combo, but that accuracy lead is going to drop massively.
Wow. When we were doing the map pool show...
Ooh, that's actually kind of massive. Utami going to be dropping, but the accuracy lead is going to keep him in the lead for now. So we enter the first fourth of the map. 2% accuracy difference. White Cat going to be trading the drop as well. Oh, goodbye, White Cat. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's the trouble with maps like this, is if you start losing stamina, if you start falling behind, it doesn't really give you a chance to keep up. So you can see even Utami from time to time,
yeah, like this stream is
behind
so
a little bit.
Oh man,
yeah,
these death streams are crazy.
There's just not too much you can do if you really start falling behind, and at this point, pretty much wrapped up already. White Cat's at 80% accuracy, just not having a good time. Straight up not having a good time on this map is how I would describe his experience. Kind of the same as on the AR3 map, right? Just GG, go next.
Yeah, he is getting stamina gapped quite hard right now, so not really much you can do about that, unfortunately. Utami still holding on. Seems like Utami is going to be running out of stamina finally here, but it literally just does not matter. Like, doesn't matter at all at this point. At this point is all but Utami's as long as he just plays the rest of the map.
Well, this map's pretty much over. Charlie, how's your morning going?
Pretty good, actually.
Over there?
No, so I don't really drink coffee. I'm more of a tea guy, but I don't even really drink that. So I just start off with a peanut butter honey sandwich and, you know, just let nature take the wheel, honestly. I don't need any stimulants. I just get wild and wacky all natural.
That's how I used to be, just like a piece of toast and jam, and I'd be on my way. But I don't know, man. There's something nice about a first sip of coffee in the morning.
No, I imagine it's cathartic. My girlfriend drinks coffee every day, and without it, I think she wouldn't be able to function. So I feel it.
I try to not get to that point and just reserve it for special occasions. Not drink coffee every morning, every day.
Oh, a little treat. Okay.
Yeah, a little treat in the morning on the weekend, you know.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I respect it. I respect it.
How's your morning, Fiery? You got, what, like 3 hours of sleep?
Yeah, I mean, I went to sleep at around, I think, 11:30. Utami and Emrek didn't, but I went to sleep at around 11:30, woke up at 5:45 today, took a shower. Was going to get some breakfast, but at the hotel they didn't have any, so just skipped out on breakfast. Got a little Pepsi instead as a replacement, and yeah, I'm here now, and Utami is just demolishing this. What can I say?
Yeah, just getting clapped. This is, again, just one of those go next situations, like you said.
Yeah. Not really much you can do about it from White Cat's side. It's actually funny. So one other thing about this type of map is this is another one of those picks that you just don't normally see in typical tournaments. Of course, we have it here instead, but in typical tournaments, you don't really see this. It's a lot more about, you know, shorter note chains that are a lot faster BPM. So with this type of map, it really does let you see the difference in who's kind of specialized into the speed like Utami, who can just demolish a map like this, versus who is pretty solid on speed generally, but maybe not specialized into these super long death streams like White Cat. He's usually actually really good on speedy types of maps, especially in tournaments. In really recent tournaments, he has been demolishing the speed picks, but just not having a good time with this one, probably due to how long all of the note chains are in
Yeah, the crazy thing is that's not even like the longest of them. That's the more doable version of the other Infuri song that I can't remember the name of. What's the other one, Fiery?
The what? Sorry, I was talking with Emmerich.
The other Oh yeah, the other Infuri song, the one that's pretty much undoable by human hands.
Oh yeah, the Big Black. Are you talking about that or?
Yeah, the other version of that from Mazarin.
Oh, from Mazarin.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the one in Pool B, right? The fucking absolute monstrosity that map is. I don't know if we're gonna be seeing that today, honestly.
I can't imagine that one's just asking for a disaster. It's just a carpal tunnel speedrun. That song is nuts. Like the death streams are wild, but doable. The other version in Pool B is just absolutely impossible, I think.
Yeah, it's 30 BPM higher, which means you're looking at how many notes per second is that? 17 notes per second instead of 15. It's just disgusting. I would love to see Arnold play that type of map, actually.
But yeah, anyway, back to this match. Whitecat actually going to be picking into this one. C2 Ad Astra, the hidden aim map, which I'm actually kind of interested to see how this goes, especially with Utami being proficient as he is on hidden. I'm actually really interested to see what Whitecat can do on this. This is a very awkward aim map. There's a lot of angles here that are not comfortable to flow to, like, at all. So you could pretty much just miss on anything.
Yeah, it's really hard to do stuff like big, obtuse angle or linear jumps like what you see here, because your mouse naturally wants to just go back and forth very easily, right? So if you're snapping, if you're stopping your mouse and then going in the other direction, you want it to be a really sharp angle. But if it's a wide angle, it's a lot harder to stop and then get going at a wide angle again. So patterns like this are just so brutal, and the same thing kind of goes for those really small jumps that you see in between. Those are way more awkward than they first let on, because going from moving your cursor really fast to really slow is so much harder than it looks at first glance.
Yeah, it's absolutely brutal, and for now, it's going to be relatively equal combo advantage. We're not into the hard part quite yet, but we'll be getting there relatively soon. Whitecat now with a very slight lead. It's not going to last very long as we get into the next hard part here, though. And we'll see who can combo the most during it, I suppose. Because right now, it's just the accuracy that Whitecat is holding on to that's keeping him in the lead. And there goes the combo as we get into the hard part. And this is where this is absolutely brutal. Like, these sections are just... These sections are messed up, man. It's crazy how hard these are. But Utami is just making them look easy, and I just, okay, well, goodbye, and never mind.
The commentator curse again, it's like clockwork, it's amazing. Every time that you try and register a compliment or point something out, it immediately ends. It's wild.
There is like uniquely cursed with that too, also. Like, it's there for other casters. Like, I'm pretty sure any longtime caster in Osu could make a compilation of them for themselves, but for Fiery, it's like, actually every time he casts, something like that happens multiple times in a row.
It's inspiring.
I don't get it. It's crazy.
It's gonna be close, though. Whitecat and Utami both trade misses at the very end here. If Whitecat drops a chain miss, this score lead can go very easily over to Utami. And it's just going to be whether or not he actually wants that to happen right now. Both players just trading misses. It's going to be very close at the very end of this here. Whitecat misses at the very end. Wait a second. Wait a minute. Utami takes it at the very end. 3,000 points due to that very miss at the very end of Whitecat. And just like that, breakpoint for Utami. 3-2. He's hyped. He's hyped. He's ready.
It was the lowdown at the venue because he's there celebrating, right? Is he pumping his fist right there?
He was yelling, bro. He's hyped as hell.
Good, good.
It's
unlucky
such a close
for Whitecat.
It actually was, because at the end, just before his misses at the end, he had a way higher accuracy. He was up about a 0.5% in accuracy, and that's probably what was giving him a lot of the score lead, is that accuracy lead. It was such a small score lead that when those misses happened and his AC came back down to where Utami's was, he dropped score. He lost score from the accuracy drop, which is possible on Score V2, which we're using right now, and he paid the price for his AC drops pretty dearly there. It cost him the map, actually. So now 3-2. Utami just barely winning his own pick. Whitecat going with one of the early bans from Utami. It's S1 here. The Great Ghastly by Sayas Miapa. This is a classic gamer map. I love fort maps. I love their hit sounds. It is so funny to play through these types of maps with the custom hit sounds enabled, as it's just, you hear like so many whistles and air horns and stuff like that all over the place.
This is the map that has like Toasty that pops in from some of the hits. Yeah. This really is like OG 2008 gamer YouTube poop shit.
It's actually so funny, but it's also a really good pick for Whitecat. Really primarily focused on jumps, big note sections across the map from each other, and that's something that he is just incredible on. That's what he's been picking this whole time, right? He's been picking the aim maps, he's been picking the jump maps, he's going to keep going with them.
Yeah, this one could go either way, really. Utami and Whitecat both very proficient at the aim category in particular. This is definitely like what we've seen with a high score last time around. Definitely more accessible to pretty much everyone, I'd say. This is where you see a lot more of the high scores coming out from both of these players, and yeah, we're seeing that in droves right now. No misses from either side.
They're both SSing. They have perfect scores. Completely perfect scores. They haven't even dropped 100 yet.
Yeah, when you're at this level of play, I guess anything is possible, just whatever. Let's just do whatever, right? Yeah, it's literally just down to who misses first. And that is going to just shift the score gap pretty much instantly.
Ooh, the AC on Utami's side, unfortunate.
I don't think it's going to matter too much, granted. It might.
Over 8 stars. This map is over 8 stars local star rating. So that's an 8-star plus aim requirement on this map. And they are both just demolishing it. SS for Whitecat, and only 100 dropped from Utami so far. As close to perfect as you can get without being exactly perfect for Utami as well. Does barely keep the combo together. That was really, really close, dropping the 50 on it. But does manage to keep the combo together. They both miss at the same time during the
same time. What a sec. Wait.
Whitecat's missing difference.
Whitecat is missing more in the section. Wait a sec. That actually matters so much. This AC drop from Whitecat is going to matter, but Utami trades that miss immediately after. Oh, this is going to be another close pick. This is actually going to determine whoever misses next. If Whitecat FCs this ending, Whitecat FCing the ending is going to make him barely claw that again. Another 3K point difference.
That's what it's all about, the 3K score difference. These maps are crazy between these two guys.
That's back-to-back extremely close games, yeah.
2 maps in a row, man. Well, it's going to be back to now. Utami with the tied game scoreline, S4. No surprises there after what we saw from C1, I think. S4 is probably the most obvious pick. This is definitely the more bursty-oriented map in the pool, much like C1.
Yeah, this is like a way more toned-down version of C1, though. It's faster, because it's with double time. Oddly enough, double time in Osu doesn't actually make it double time. It makes it 1.5 time. So that 162 goes to 243, which is still pretty fast, right? But there's a lot more breaks in between some of the long streams on this map, as opposed to like with what we saw in C1, where it's just complete death streams. You have 0 breaks. Notes just come at you one after the other, and you have 0 time to get any breaks in at all. This one, you got a little bit of time in between them, and the streams of notes are a lot shorter than what we saw in C1. So yes, it's faster, but it's probably more manageable for someone like Whitecat, who isn't quite as heavily spec'd into the long death stream speed maps like Utami is.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Relatively long map on this one as well, much like C1, so we'll see if Whitecat can prove that his C1 run was just a fluke. We'll see if he can manage to claw this lead back a bit. Not going to help too much with the miss and ag drop there early on. Seems like right now, both players having a quite sizable act drop, actually, but that combo from Utami doing dividends right now.
Now, combo advantage versus accuracy advantage, which one's more impactful on score?
Definitely combo. Everyone talks about combo game in Osu. Everyone's just like, if you have the combo is king. So combo is what matters the most. It's like 70% of your score, especially with score v2. And accuracy can lead to some upset wins on picks that otherwise you'd think maybe other people would win, but it's mostly combo. And yeah, we're seeing that in dividends. Whitecat with another miss. Utami still holding on to the FC. And I think this pick is all but gone for Whitecat at this point.
Just to add on to the combo discussion, since, yeah, Utami is absolutely demolishing this pick, and unfortunately for Whitecat, those early misses are kind of costing him dearly on this one. In other rhythm games, like in Guitar Hero, for example, the max combo multiplier that you can get is a 4 times combo multiplier, or 8 times if you turn on star mode in some of the games, right? So 8 times multiplier, whoa, that's pretty huge. In Osu, there is no max combo multiplier. So however many objects you hit is whatever your combo multiplier is. Like Utami has an over 1300 multiplier right now for his score, which is ridiculous if you think about it. It means that if you're not holding the same type of combo as somebody else, you're losing out on just a ridiculously huge amount of score.
Is Utami just going to FC this at a LAN without a setup that he's not familiar with? Like, I know he did some ridiculous stuff yesterday, but like, dude, the consistency on this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, what? Like, dude, what is that? What is this? Look at those CPMC sliders, and that's an FC.
Ooh.
It's an FC from Utami on LAN at a completely different setup. Like, dude, what are you doing?
It's nice to get our first FC in our first match of the day. That's exciting.
Like, what was that, man? That was crazy. Well, it's going to be Utami at match point now, 4-3.
Yeah, that map's 7.5 stars, by the way, just for anybody who's wondering. With double time, that was 7.5 stars and 243 BPM. So yeah, it's just casually FCing 7.5 star map in tournament.
Yeah, you know, just casually do that. What are your thoughts on that, Charlie?
Well, I think it's pretty impressive, and I'm pretty excited that it happened in our first match. I like the fact that we're getting off to a great start. I was a little worried that the LAN folks would be tired, but clearly it didn't matter.
Yeah,
Osu players are just built different. They don't need sleep.
Yeah, they don't need sleep. They're just grinding it out right now.
I was hoping we wouldn't see this map because I hate Nanahira, but here we go.
Hey,
Yeah.
welcome to the club.
This is unlucky. This is the most weeb song in the entire pool. Like, this is just as anime turbo weeb as it gets.
Yeah. Man, I'm an anime fan, but goddamn, man. Oh, this map's map by Snow Note. Kind of old mapper actually, Snow Note, who has just like pioneered super high spacing maps done very, very well. Super hard maps done very, very well. I don't know when this map was released or if this was a custom for this tournament, but this map is also kind of in the same style. Really big jumps and some awkward streams and slider shapes all over the place in this map. Oh yeah, and you have to play it with hard rock. So This map gets a lot harder with Hard Rock, that's for sure. I want to check exactly how hard this is, because it doesn't actually show. That 7 stars that you see at the bottom, that's without Hard Rock. That's the normal star rating. So this is still a really hard map.
So keep in mind that that star rating is using an old star rating metric. With no mod, this used to be 7.14 stars. It is now almost 8 stars with 7.8. So these players are currently playing what is essentially an 8.5 star map. And yeah, you're seeing it right now. Space Streams on 200 BPM. Whitecat to drop the first miss. Utami holding that combo. Not the accuracy lead, though. That's that combo lead. We'll be shifting that scoreline right on over to Utami here in the first stages of the map. Oh! That miss on the jump. Whitecat is going to be trading that miss, so not going to be too disastrous for Utami, but the accuracy lead that Whitecat has right now is keeping him in it. Still going to be repeatedly missing, though, as we enter. Everyone's just having a tough time right now. This is a absolutely brutal map. Both players hitting the square there.
Luckily, though, we get at least 5 minutes of Nanahira.
I don't know if that's luckily.
Oh, that's good news.
I don't know if that's luckily, man. In any case, combo is virtually identical. Accuracy now as well identical as we approach the first third of the map here. Next miss will determine how this goes, I think.
They're keeping it pretty close for both of them. They got about the same accuracy too. So pretty solid stuff for both of them. Whitecat though drops on those big space bursts. Those giant 5-note chains with the high spacing. So Utami now looking pretty solid.
Yeah, he's doing all right halfway through the map. Building up this combo. We're getting into the next course in a short bit here, so don't imagine that combo is going to be staying very long. But for now, it's just an easy build-up for Utami of combo.
Charlie, what part of this map do you find most impressive from like a spectator standpoint? Is it like the jumps or the streams or the ability to play this map with a straight face given Nanahira in the background?
Oh, another miss from Whitecat.
The ability to not puke listening to Nanahira for 5 minutes is nothing shy of commendable, but for me personally, I always like big stream maps, but I think the jumps are more impressive, like as a spectator. I like stream maps just because the songs are usually like metal songs and it's really kind of cool to see it just go wild with the death stream. But the jumps I think are just crazy because I can't imagine going end to end on a big jump to keep the combo going. That just doesn't process for me. My hands can't do that. So I'm always impressed when people can on these big jump maps.
I feel like that's how it was for a lot of people because when I first started playing the game too, I was like super impressed with jumps because it's a really hard thing to do well. And I only really started being really impressed by like reading maps and other stuff like that when I had played the game already for a couple of years. So
can we talk about this Utami combo real quick? Like, dude, what is this? Whitecat missing all over the place, and Utami is just holding on to a 1.2k combo. Like, chill. Like, what is this, bro?
Well, I mean, this is the American Vaxay replacement versus the German Vaxay replacement, right? And well, unluckily for Whitecat, America back-to-back OWC champions. Utami, the new talent for them, is just kind of disgusting at this point. Just completely demolishing this map. And he's going to win this match as well. He's going to advance on to the winner's semifinals, 5-3 against Whitecat.
This is absolutely a ridiculous score from Utami, man. Like, dude, look at this. Absolutely ridiculous combo build up there, and Whitecat going to be trading misses with Utami at the very end. There's just nothing Whitecat can do to get back into this. And just like that, I'd say our first upset of the day is just about to happen. Whitecat going to be going to the losers bracket. Utami with a stellar performance. 5 miss on that map.
Give us a little background on Utami. Where did Utami participate in the Drenched program last year?
He did. I believe he didn't qualify for Drenched program last year.
So then he's just been on like an absolute upward trajectory tear then.
Yeah. Utami has been like, he's been just one of the players to watch out for over the last year and a half or so. He's gone from being kind of an okay tournament player, you know, generally fine on a lot of stuff, to now just one of the absolute best in the world. And apparently, according to our production staff, he got 9th last year in Drenched program.
Yeah, I was incorrect on that.
So going from 9th place to now just beating White Cat in the first round, it definitely is a big glow up. And he's kind of only getting better. He's now ranked 4 in the world as well, ranked higher than White Cat, and so is just demolishing the game on every level right now.
Yeah, and I think we have go ahead, Charlie.
I was just gonna say, what do you attribute that to? Like, how do you practice to go from like decent tournament player to this kind of caliber? How do you practice in Osu to get better at certain things like that? Is it just repeating maps over and over? Is it farming PP, or what's the game plan?
That's just grinding. You have to get on the grind, and you just have to go with it.
Okay, that makes sense then.
There's a lot of people who try and break it down a lot and say like, oh, you need to, you know, improve your skill cap first and get really, really good at the game, and then you go and grind tournament. But like, as long as you just play the game a lot, you're gonna get better. And this man has played the game a ridiculous amount. He has 130,000 play count in the game, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
you know, it's not that simple for everybody. There are players ranked lower than him who have over 200,000 play count, but certainly the grind set has to be there if you want to be good at the game.
Yeah, I just see a lot of people always kind of belittle PP farmers, just calling them like not tournament caliber players and stuff like that. So I was wondering if there's any more that goes into practicing for tournament than just grinding the same songs.
I mean, it's definitely one thing for tournament that a lot of people kind of bring up as a big tournament skill set is consistency, right? Between different tournaments, you're not likely to have the same types of maps. So if you can play anything really well, and you can do it with very little practice, if you're that consistent at the game, it's going to make winning tournaments a lot easier too.
Yeah, definitely. I think we have the, do we want to talk about the other match scores? I'm not too sure if we would want to do that on stream, but I believe a lot of the matches that we've... Yeah, all the first rounds are complete right now, so we could switch over to the bracket scene right now. Let's get that shown up real quick. For now, it's going to be Utami, Bartek, Emrek, and Ristel in the winner's bracket. Emrek winning his match against Leverushin on a sight read, by the way. Literally sight reading every map, still won. What can you do against that, I guess? Yeah, and Utami, we saw him win over White Cat. Zudi going to be eliminated by Bartek, 5-3. Emrek winning against Leverushin, 5-4, and Malashevsky, being Malashevsky, absolutely dominating performance against Intercamming, 5-0.
That's our only 5-0, our only sweep.
Yeah, actually, the only sweep out of any of the pools, winning every single pick, which, I mean, the way this tournament's structured, too, that's really hard. You have to win a pick that neither of you get to actually choose in the starter pick, right? So being able to take that point for Malashevsky and then win everything else afterwards, really, really impressive. And Intercamming is no pushover, by the way. This man is one of the best in the world, so... definitely a really solid score for him. Meanwhile, in the losers bracket, 5-1 for Karcher over Exarch, 5-2 for Lolol234 over Lifeline. I think that's an upset that a lot of people might not have expected. Lolol234, also known as Ebisuzawa Kurumi, up-and-comer in the open rank tournament scene specifically, has been around tournaments for a long time, but used to play tournaments for lower-ranked players a lot of the times, and as of recent, has just been demolishing people in open rank, and I'm personally excited to see how far he goes. Arnold winning over Raikaho in the losers bracket. Arnold, the former #2 in Drenched program, only second to Vaxei last year. And then Badu winning over Suwagi. Badu, kind of a crowd favorite for his really specialized skill set. Really good aim and reading player, but absolutely terrible at a lot of the streams and speed. He makes do with it, though. He is here for a reason. Man is incredible.
Well, I'm excited to see them play.
All right. It's going to be, I believe, on stream. We're going to be seeing Emrek versus Malashevsky next. If we are correct on that. I believe both players are in that lobby and ready to go. Tournament client being a tournament client, as per usual. So, that's kind of unlucky.
Yeah, not too much to be done about that. For those that don't know, the Osu Tournament client's just kind of dog shitty sometimes. There's just not a whole lot to be done there.
Yeah!
In so many words, yes. That's exactly what it is.
Last year, it was so much worse. At least so far, it hasn't had like a massive collapse. Last year, we dealt with so much absolute garbage with that client. It was haunting.
Yeah. There are so many stories I could go into with this. I've got like full clip compilations of just the client being terrible, having been here for a long time and being frustrated with the client so much. But yeah, it'll fix itself eventually, or we'll fix it eventually. One of the two. In the
meantime, you are on high copium right now, Dio. Oh my god.
No. We know how to fix it. I swear. All right. I swear, guys. We know how to fix clients. All right. No, I don't know. Why don't we talk about Emrek and Malashevsky now? Because these two are also just absolutely ridiculous players, both on the same caliber as Utami and Whitecat.
Yeah, Emrek, with no introduction is necessary, right? Emrek is the #1 player in the world, literally one of the favorites to win the entire thing, I'd say. But also Ristal, because Ristal has been an absolute beast in tournament play recently. One of the best tournament players of all time, I'd argue. Up there with the greats like, well, we just saw Utami and Vaxe. I'd argue they're up there. Absolute beast at tournaments.
In so many words, there's nothing these guys are bad at. Everything is what they are good at, and if you think they have a weakness, they really don't. The only reason they can take points off of each other is because they're just slightly better at some things than the other. And that's really what we're going to be seeing between these two also. Emrek is just good at literally everything. I think if there's one thing I would point to as a weakness for Emrek, or as something that Malashevsky in particular could take advantage of,
I'd say gimmick
reading and low AR reading.
I'd say gimmick, yeah. Any C6, S3, I think are things that Ristal can pretty handily win against Emrek in particular. But the rest of the maps, it's just really a toss-up, honestly.
If I recall correctly, Emrek used to be known mainly for speed. Is that right?
Well, he started coming up in the Osu scene as an aim player for the most part.
Okay. So, all right.
Eventually, though, he did transition to speed. He's got scores like the absolutely legendary United DT, which are ridiculous speed scores. And a lot of the scores he sets nowadays to get really, really high performance point values are in part aim and in part speed maps. So he has to be really good at both of them to take advantage of a lot of what is meta right now to farm. So you are right. He's actually a really ridiculous speed player. But Malashevsky also is pretty solid at that. Both of them, honestly, are very, very good at a lot of similar things. I think we'll probably see Emrek pick more into some of those speed maps because of the fact that he is maybe a little bit better on it than Malashevsky.
What kind of picks do you expect to see, potentially?
I think S3 is probably an obvious strike for Emrek here, and just not wanting to deal with... Not really wanting to deal with S3, I think is probably...
Yeah.
Probably the best idea here.
I think Emrek is probably striking S2, S3, and Malashevsky is probably striking S1 and S4. I would say he probably doesn't want to go up against Emrek on the DT stream map or on the just pure aim map in S1. And we'll probably end up seeing S5 be the starter again for these two players. And yeah, S3 striked for Emrek, S4 struck for Malashevsky to start off. I'm kind of expecting a very similar match to play out between these two No, actually, S5 struck out by Malashevsky, not wanting to go up against Emmerich on the alt pick in this pool. We saw that earlier. That was the sort of wiggly aim map where you have to flow through a lot of the patterns. The first map we saw between Utami and Whitecat. So that's an interesting strike, actually. I didn't really expect that one.
Yeah, and I think... Ooh, S1 is actually going to be striked out by Emmerich instead, not wanting to deal with aim, so we're going to be getting Fleur de Lapine for the first map.
I'm happy with this as a first pick. This map is so cool. Star Rod Kirby map, really weird stream shapes, really polygonal aim patterns all over the place. We saw this in the last match. We saw the same pool last match as well. Players banning out the other two and getting this one, so I'm always excited to see us 8-star Kirby mix map. This thing is ridiculous.
Yeah, I believe Emmerich did play this pool immediately prior to this match against Leva Russian. Ristel played Pool B, so this is going to be his first time playing it in the tournament. We'll see how these players play on it. Well, going to be getting into the first map of this match here. Let's see how these players do on it. And right off the beginning, Ristel actually still holding through that beginning, but probably going to not hold on for much longer, I imagine. This map is just consistently a pain to actually combo consistently.
I don't know, man. He's looking really good right now.
He's looking pretty good, yeah, but we haven't reached the actual hard part of the map yet.
Oh,
That's where we're going to be seeing a bunch of misses come in from Ristel and Emmerich. I'd imagine Emmerich going to be dropping there, but Ristel holding on to the first chorus here. See if he holds on much longer for this part. This part is where the map just gets absolutely brutal. Going to be slider breaking there. This part is just absolutely brutal to combo, man.
Yeah, neither of them really able to hold on to any major combo. In fact, identical combo coming out of that section for both of them halfway through. They both got 37 combo right now. And better act from Malashevsky, though. He held all the way up until that difficult section and is just probably feeling a little bit more consistent on this one. 95 accuracy to 93 right now for Emmerich, so looking very, very solid and able to hit the big space triples here. Emmerich finding breaks on them. Just looking super solid for Malashevsky. He's got such ridiculous cursor control. Being able to put your cursor in the right place for these types of patterns is so much more difficult than it looks, and you can see it manifesting the score lead, 100,000 up for Malashevsky. This is no small score lead on a map like this, where you kind of expect players to just miss all over the place. Malashevsky only ever missing on the truly difficult parts of this map, and that's kind of why I expected this to be a strikeout for Emmerich, is because Malashevsky is just so damn good at these types of picks.
Oh, I mean, and better news, this can't be picked again, so... In any case, that's going to be Ristel taking the first point. Malashevsky.
That was extremely clean. I remember when we saw that in the last match, I don't think they were necessarily knocking on the 95 act there. That was a really good performance by Malashevsky. Man, I think I butchered the name. Wow, that's kind of hard to say.
No, Malashevsky. That was pretty good. That was pretty good for a first time pronouncing that name. I had to ask Polish people how to pronounce his name when he name changed. I was like, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try with this one.
BT Sakamoto 1. That is my favorite user. In any case, it's going to be Emmerich to pick next. It's going to be C5. Hey, Charlie.
What up,
What's your song?
I know. I'm excited. I'm excited. This is Here's to Us on Double Time, right?
It is.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a fun map. This is definitely one of the easier maps in the pool. We'll definitely see, I think, a few FCs on this, but this is
You never really know. With the gentlemen, sometimes you just get lost in the music. They might forget they're playing Osu, and they'll just start, like, vibing with it, honestly. Like, anything can happen here when it's the gentlemen.
This map, though, honestly, with the music, though, I think it's just going to put them into the flow, you know? They're going to get in the zone, and they're just going to both SS. That's how it's going to be. It's going to empower them.
Yeah, like a trance-like state.
Exactly. There's actually been like Osu players who have read up on flow states and things like that for playing the game better, because a lot of times players will describe like not remembering how they played the map up to this point, and then suddenly they've got like 1,000 combo and they're full comboing with 99 accuracy. So some players have done research into that. Hopefully the music will induce the flow state in them, get them really going on this map.
Yeah, I just want to mention that Ristel is SSing through that timing change. The beginning is acoustic guitar, so it's not fully accurate, but he just SS'd it, so cool, I guess. But both players for now holding on to the combo. Emrek going to be the first one to miss.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear here that Malashevsky is a big The Gentleman fan, honestly. It's showing in his play.
He got that timing change right. That's massive, actually. He's got to know the song for that. Maybe a little surprising. Emrek not doing as well as you would usually expect on the DT aim pick, something that's really true to his roots, and that Malashevsky is actually beating him pretty handily on right now. 100 drops so far for Malashevsky on this map.
Yeah, it's just unlucky. But in any case, third of the map remaining. Oh! That's a brutal miss.
I think that's just GG on this map.
Yeah, that's actually... That is like the most unlucky place I think you could miss on this map, and Ristel now is going to be slider breaking at the very end here, but this accuracy from him is just doing him wonders right now, and yeah, that's going to be a 2-0 start for Ristel now.
Damn, was really hoping to see an FC there from Malashevsky there. Just one slider break. Really, really good performance, though.
I mean, no misses on an aim pick like this is definitely really impressive from him. This map goes up again to around 7.5 stars or so after double time. So really, really solid stuff from him to get only the one slider break on that. And yeah, actually pretty surprising start for Malashevsky again. Polish Vaxe versus Australian Vaxe right now. Emrek on the back foot right now as the #1 player in the world. Not something you would usually expect to see, but against Malashevsky, it can't be too surprising. This guy, again, one of the players who we're kind of looking at to maybe take the whole thing to at least contest for one of those top 3 or 4 spots in this tournament.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing the S1 pick come out for Emrek here. We were talking about seeing this at some point, just wanting to go with the aim abuse. This map, we've seen it already. Straightforward. Not really too much to worry about on this pick in particular.
How I wish we had custom hit sounds enabled for this map.
I'm kind of glad we don't, I'm not going to lie.
We do? Ooh, okay. Well, apparently we do. We just have to listen really hard. I'm going to be turning up my local volume on this one.
Listening for the air horns and the toasties, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing to note, though, for Emrek, Malashevsky has been an absolute legend on Apex in tournament as of recent. He's set several 700 PP aim scores in tournament within the last year. Which is no small feat. Those are incredibly hard to come by, even outside of tournament. So to be able to do them in tournament and be that consistent at the game to pull those off is really ridiculous. Looking forward to seeing what both of them can do on this map, as again, we have a double SS out of the gate for these players. not having too much trouble with the intro section. I think this part of the map a little bit easier than the ending. Miappa kind of known for structuring his maps that way, but an unlucky miss for Emrek in the first half into the free combo section as well. Just bad timing on that miss for him.
Yeah, still holding onto the SS. We're going to be seeing that at the break point real soon. Absolutely dumpstering this map right now. Granted, still the ending to go. Well, in any case, it's going to have to take Ristal breaking very soon and Emrek FCing the rest of the map for Emrek to get back into this, and with that, I think that just pretty much seals it out of the gate.
I think we might just see a full SS here.
Nope.
Oh my god!
Charlie, there you go!
Oh,
that's so sad.
Welcome to the dark side.
That's so unlucky. I dared to dream.
That's what happens. You shoot for the stars, end up falling on your ass,
yeah,
as they say.
The story of Icarus and the wings. Unlucky. Still a great performance.
This is why I just kept quiet. I didn't want to jinx it. But the curse is alive and well here. 4 misses at the end for Malashevsky, but I mean, he comboed through almost all of the map. Didn't really matter, the misses at the end. And now 3-0, already closing in on the win for Ristal right now. And he's got a pretty big buffer for some of the other maps to come. This next pick is actually Ristal's, by the way. Next pick is actually Malashevsky's. I know in chat it says next pick to Emrek, but I believe it should be Ristal's pick next, no? Or oh wait, no, loser picks the next map. That's right.
The loser always picks the next map, so it will still be Emrek to try and gain a foothold here.
Forgot about that. The different type of rules from usual. Usually in Osu tournaments, it's just one player picks after the other and that's it. But we do have a bit of a different rule set here where the loser always gets next pick. So Emrek just trying to find a way into this match right now.
He says that his PC is frame skipping. You're at the scene, Fiery.
Yeah,
can we get him some?
There is some somewhat noticeable lag, and it's kind of affecting him. So that's just kind of unlucky. But I think we're getting that resolved right now. So in any case, good. S4. Any case, S4 going to be the next pick. That's the speed. Speed double time with the burst. What do you have to say about this, Dio?
Well, we saw this last time around, right? This is the speed DT pick, 243 BPM. Not quite as intense as the Deathstream map that we saw in the counter pick pool, C1. Not quite as intense as the Inferi map, but still a lot of fairly long streams and bursts, and at 243 BPM, those are pretty tough to deal with. Both of these players, though, very, very good on these types of speed maps. I think Emrek on paper a slight advantage, but if he is having those PC troubles, maybe we give that advantage over to Malashevsky, because he is certainly no slouch on it, assuming that Malashevsky's finger injury is actually healed up. I know yesterday, playing in a different tournament, he had complaints about a finger injury, a cut on his finger that was affecting his speed gameplay. So maybe the PC troubles and the finger injury even each other out. Who knows?
Well, he's playing really well today. I mean, we saw him have SS all the way up to the end of the last pick. He's playing like an absolute madman.
Both of them right around the same accuracy as well, missing in the same part. So I'm kind of guessing they actually even each other out here, and Emrek just barely ahead at the moment.
Oh, first of the map done. Emrek going to be the first one to have a drop that makes a quite noticeable difference. Meanwhile, Malashevsky is still holding on through these bursts as we get into longer ones here. We'll see if he can continue to hold. Struggling quite a bit. Going to be managing for now. As we see another drop from Emrek.
Just not having a good time on this setup today, man. Just not having a fun time on this new PC that he's got at the LAN.
Yeah. Just puts it into perspective just how ridiculous Utami's scores were, and just absolutely demolishing everything when he was on a new setup. I don't know how that man does it. It's absolutely bizarre to me. But yeah, I think this pick is all said and done at this point. Ristal with a 700 combo, and Emrek missing once again.
Ooh.
This is crazy for Ristal right now.
He's just demolishing this, man. A shaky start, but like he's brought the act back up to the respectable 94-95% on this, and he's still holding over 1,000 combo. This is a crazy score, even with the early misses.
Yeah, he's recovered very nicely.
God damn. Wow, okay. So his only misses came in that very first intro part, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, he went and comboed, 3/4 of the map or so, maybe a little more. Brought the act way back up. All of his act troubles really were at the start. He got to almost 95 by the end of it. I mean, 4-0 for Malashevsky up against Emrek.
Ristal's playing out of his mind right now, to be fair. It's even if Emrek was at his home playing his best, this still would have been close. This is absolutely ridiculous stuff from him.
Yeah, he's threatening another sweep. He 5-0'd Inner Kaming to get here, and he's threatening to 5-0 the #1 in the world right now.
Well, we're going to be going into a bit of an easier map now. S5, the next one.
I don't hope that this is the pick that brings Emrek back into this match, because otherwise we're looking at the clean sweep from Malashevsky. Definitely an unexpected turn of events, if anything. Emrek usually one of the contenders for being one of the best players in the tournament and winning the whole thing, but Malashevsky giving him a real rough time right now. And this is a map where, again, I feel like it's a little bit of a toss-up between the two of them, because Malashevsky's really solid on these types of alt maps, these types of wiggle-focused maps that really heavily prioritize flow, and both of them going with Hard Rock on this map, so the circle size becomes normal again. It goes from big circles to normal circles with Hard Rock on this map, but a lot harder to keep the accuracy looking really good with Hard Rock on.
Well, slow start for now.
It's both pretty even right now, nothing too wild.
Yeah, no misses from either player as we start in here.
Just a slight act lead for Malashevsky. We haven't gotten to the hard part yet.
Yeah, and the hard part is near the middle of the map. We're going to be probably seeing quite a few breaks over there, I'd imagine. This is definitely one of the more straightforward maps in the pool, though, so seeing high combos on this, not too surprising from both of these players. Very comfortable on this.
Way better accuracy for Malashevsky, though, almost at 99, Emrek down at now dropping below 97 during the slow part, so really, really solid stuff from Malashevsky on the accuracy, and true to form has been performing really well in this match so far and keeping it up during this pick. We're now just past the halfway point. At this point in the map, any miss from either of these players can pretty much decide the whole pick. If one of them misses and the other doesn't, then it just becomes a matter of time before the score lead becomes insurmountable for the other player.
Both players are hitting this section perfectly. None of them are just dropping any misses. And halfway point of the map. Well, about third remaining, actually. And both still holding on to FCs. This is ridiculous. It's literally just down to whoever misses first. Whoever is going to be the unlucky one to break.
It's still just a slight ACK lead here from Malashevsky, still holding on to that.
Is this map really going to come down to accuracy? Like
that would be very funny.
We're closing on the ending. No, Ristal breaks.
It's a massive break, actually, and Emrek now. I think this is just over with that break, actually. Just straight up, it already is over, and Emrek looking to close in the FC right now. Can he do it? Get himself back into this. Oh!
No! No! Come on, man.
My bad. So close. My bad. My bad.
And they both one miss, but the accuracy gets real close by the end. Malashevsky at one point held a 2% ACK lead over Emrek. Now down to within 0.5% of ACK, and way better combo for Emrek. Really solid play from him on that one.
No.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
That's not what you want to see from Emrek's side. You can never count Emrek out. This is the guy who took Vaxei the tiebreaker last summer. But unfortunately for him, Malashevsky with a very big on-paper advantage in this map. This is the one, if you remember Charlie in the showcase, with the sliders that change speed within the same slider. It's this map.
Yeah. This one was brutal just to even look at.
This map is crazy, and this is, I think, a type of map that Ristal is just going to eat up. He's going to absolutely love this. And we'll see, We'll see, man. This map is just so crazy.
Those sliders are so evil.
He's going... Okay, both players going to be dropping here.
What is this ACK from Malashevsky right now? He has 92% on this.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. Especially with all these sliders, all things considered. We'll be dropping quite a bit. But right now, like... It's just the accuracy difference that's making all the difference right now.
Yeah, the combo really doesn't matter too much when you've got a 13% accuracy lead. And Malashevsky actually hit that slider. He managed to cheese the slider ticks. So for those of you watching who are like, wait, how did he hit that slider? He didn't follow that. As long as you hit the little white dots, the slider ticks within the slider, and as long as you hit the slider head, you will keep your combo in sliders in Osu. So Malashevsky cheesing the sliders to be able to keep the combo effectively. And it worked through that slider, and it's really helping him with keeping some of the slider ends. Wow, that miss sucked. That was really unlucky for Emrek.
Yeah, that is like the worst place to miss too, because this is a relatively free combo section here. That would have been pretty sizable combo advantage for Emrek if he hold on to that, but that's just the most unlucky miss that I think you could have gotten on this map, really. Meanwhile, Ristal having the time of his life.
Yeah, he's just making these sliders look easy for the most part. I don't know how many he's missed, but I don't feel like it's that many, all things considered.
He actually might be shooting for an A rank on this map, which honestly is absolutely bizarre to me. Like, he's even comboing through this section. Like, dude, what? Okay, he's going to be slider breaking as soon as I say that. And Emrek actually comboing through this section, which is kind of crazy.
Nice job firing. Nice
yeah,
job.
No problem, guys. I'm glad I could help. No problem. glad I could be of service, guys.
At least you played both sides there. You were on both teams. You got both of them to break.
Well, in any case, I think this point is all but Ristal's at this point. This accuracy, dude, like, what is this? 93% almost.
And you can tell he doesn't even have it memorized also, because he almost broke on that reverse slider. He misread it and thought it was going to go fast at first, but he had to slow down to catch the slider tick on that last one. It's not memorized. He's just that good at reading these types of sliders, and he's going to take his point.
That
A rank. Take the win over Emrek with the A rank at the end of it all.
That A rank is so dumb, man. Like, there's literally no other way to put it. Like, that map is way harder to hack than I think anyone would ever give credit for. And Ristal is going to be our first player in the winners finals.
I've won over Imrek too, the #1 in the world. Again, you have to wonder how much the busted ass PC at the LAN is affecting it, if there's frame skipping there, but even still, Malashevsky played out of his mind.
Yeah, that was a crazy match from Malashevsky. I think a lot of people would call that a toss-up, and it probably should have been a lot closer, because both of those players, you know, Emrek has a history of taking Vaxia the tiebreaker in tournament, of being the carry for a lot of different tournaments, for a lot of different teams in a lot of different tournaments as well. But Ristal also has a history of doing really fantastic in 1v1 tournaments and just demolishing people straight up head-to-head. So, massive stuff from him to advance into winners. What is that now? Winners finals for Malashevsky.
Yeah, winners
Guaranteed
finals.
Top 3. Guaranteed top 3 right now.
Can we take a look at the bracket and see where everything else is at? Did all of round 2 there conclude?
Not quite yet, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think, because that was a 5-1 right there, so that was pretty quick.
Yeah, and it seems like we have a few other matches that are finished as well. Intercaming versus Karcher. Karcher going to be winning and advancing in the losers. Losers round 3 for him. Intercaming, we're going to be saying goodbye to. And it seems like the rest of the matches are still underway currently.
Yeah. We do have a couple of other matches that have had a little bit more development to them since the last time the bracket scene was refreshed as well. There we go. 4-3 currently for Leverussian up against Lolol 234. But the other matches all, I believe, accurate at the moment. 2-2 for Utami and Bartek as well, so close match there on the other side of winners bracket.
Now that Karcher over Intercambing, is that a pretty unexpected turn of events there? Because Karcher's coming through losers bracket, whereas Intercambing had a great performance last year coming from winners side. Is that a pretty big upset, or is that
I'd say it's a relatively big upset, but Karcher has been absolutely demolishing tournaments recently. Like, he has been on a streak.
Yeah,
this guy.
Based on, go ahead.
This guy got out of mandated military service in South Korea twice with COVID, and he is now playing the tournament. And I guess he's making the most of it, man. He's going in.
Yeah, I mean, based on recent performance, I think you tend to favor Karcher a little bit. He just beat Zudinator in another tournament in 1v1. He also beat Lolol 234 in another tournament 1v1, so has head-to-head wins 2 of the other players in losers bracket at the start of the day. And based on how he's been doing recently, I mean, was just recently the first person to FC Yomiuri legendary beat map with a $3,000 bounty on it. Had to FC it twice, because the first time he FC'd, he didn't do a live play. So he FC'd it with no live play because he forgot, and then went back within the next day, 24 hours later, and FC'd it again on live stream. I mean, you want to talk about consistency. You want to talk about consistency and how good that is for tournament? This man is consistent. So recent performance, absolutely Karcher demolishing. Legacy performance intercamping is crazy, but Karcher as of recent, man, just nuts.
Yeah, he's been popping off, man. I'm really excited to see how he performs.
So we just got word. We're going to be taking a little bit of a break here, but we've got an exciting matchup coming up next. We've got the winner of Zudinator and Arnold versus the winner of White Cat and Badu. So we're going to be seeing an interesting matchup. Arnold last year, #2 in the tournament. White Cat and Badu down below, also really ridiculous players. And Zudinator, not to downplay her, she has been a really incredible player for the last 2 years or so. So
it could go either way. I'm very interested to see who we end up commentating, and we'll see who we end up commentating. I'm really excited to see that.
Yeah, Zudinator had a high placement last year, so I expect it's going to be a pretty close match in that side there. But I think we toss it to a 5-minute break, and then we'll be back here in just a bit.
Yep. See you guys then.
Cover the landscape, and the picture frames are floating off the wall, and the hourglass is twisting a little bit sideways, and the neighborhood is all gone. Look at the time on the wall, 'cause it's going very, very, really slowly now, and it's the only thing anybody ever talks about. Scientists are always trying to figure out, and the physicists are always letting it bounce around.
seated, very well-known player in the community. If Badu does take this, what level of upset would that be?
I'd say that'd be a pretty big upset. Badu is very good at gimmick-oriented maps and anything that is just aim in general, but he absolutely cannot play anything that involves, like, streams.
Yeah,
anything with streams.
Speed maps, even some of the maps that aren't necessarily like that Inferi map, right? But that are just involving streams at lower BPM, at like 190 or 200 BPM, things that a lot of players would consider normal. He still just really can't play those. So for him to be able to take Whitecat to tiebreaker, let alone to be able to win the match, is still a pretty big deal. He is performing really well right now with wins against Suwagi and now maybe against Whitecat as well. And yeah, I agree with Fire. It'd be a really big upset. I'd be curious to know also what pool they're playing, because I think that maybe makes a difference. If they have a really gimmicky pool with a lot of really weird maps in it that Badu can take advantage of, that maybe favors him pretty well.
So what kind of gimmick...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
They are playing Pool A, so Pool A definitely has its fair share of gimmick maps. And I'd say it favors Badu, but I think they're on their last map currently, probably just about to finish it around that.
So Pool A has the map with the wacky sliders in it. Is that something Badu would excel at?
Yeah, no, Badu is absolutely that he would demolish that map.
So remember last match we were kind of talking about Malashevsky being really good at the reading maps and the tech maps and slider maps, right? You take that and you just crank that kind of stereotype up to 11 and you get Badu, essentially. One of the absolute best players in the world at those types of maps and at reading. Like that AR3 map with Hidden, I'm betting he picked that in that match against Whitecat, because that is something that is right up his alley and something that, kind of like a Koro, if anybody in chat knows who he is really, really solid on those really low approach rate reading maps, especially with Hidden. Very, very good player at those things, but very lopsided skill set is how you talk about Badu.
But I'm sure it's something he could learn, right? So you said he's struggling with all the speed and all that, but I'm sure like over time he'll get better at doing those and round it all out. Or is he just like unable to do it in general? Like he wasn't born with the genetics for it?
I mean, as far as I know, he's been trying to work on it for years and years. Not had any real luck with it.
It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
I think he's improved a lot recently with them, but it's taken him a long time to do what most players would accomplish much more quickly with their speed and streams. But again, he makes up for it with being one of the absolute best in the world, if not the single best player in these tournament settings at ridiculous star rating aim and very absurd sliders and reading gimmick maps.
Well, I will say right now, the results are in for that match. Hasn't been posted yet in the match results, but I have been watching Whitecat stream. Whitecat winning 5-4 versus Badu.
The dream is dead.
He's going to be staying in the tournament. And it's going to be our next match, confirmed, Arnold versus Whitecat.
All right, well, that'll be a really fun match. Arnold, again, runner-up at Drench Program, second only to Vaxei. We just watched Whitecat versus Utami. Whitecat was looking on pretty solid form today, so I think this will be a really good matchup. I'm excited to see, hopefully, some more wild stream picks. Maybe we go to Pool B, which I think is the one that has the other crazy and fairy map. I'd like to see Arnold give that one a whirl.
I would love to see Arnold on that map. I think Arnold is one of the very few players in this tournament uniquely suited to take advantage of a pick like that in ways that will just blow the average mind. I really want to see him on that. If not on that map, on the other in Pool A. And I think we're going to get a pretty similar sort of matchup between these two players as we saw in Utami versus Whitecat. Because Utami and Arnold, they got pretty similar skill sets. I think Arnold's aim is worse, but his speed is maybe a little bit better. His hidden reading is also maybe a little bit better than Utami's.
Definitely.
Both of them with very similar skill sets, though. Almost the same player, honestly.
I think we'll definitely be seeing Whitecat focus more into the aim-oriented maps, and then we'll have Arnold focus on those little tapping-oriented maps, the speed maps and whatnot. I think that's probably what we're going to be seeing, I imagine. I don't think they'll pick into hidden, either of them, honestly.
What pool do you think we'll likely be seeing here?
I hope it's something other than Pool 1. I want to see the other pools.
True.
Yeah, I would love to see a pool other than Pool A. We've only seen the one on so far. I don't know. It kind of depends on what the players feel comfortable with. Maybe Whitecat, doesn't want to deal with Pool A, doesn't want to have to sit through 5 minutes of the 2L map that's AR3 anymore. So maybe we see something else based off of that, or maybe we see it again as both of them just have things that they really don't want to play in some of the other maps. But I would be really happy to see anything besides Pool A, just because again, it's like we've only seen it so far, and we definitely want to see some of the other maps in this pool.
Yeah,
some of the other pools in this tournament. I don't know. Weird to talk about that. Don't do much of that.
Yeah, anything to get away from the Nana here in Pool A as well. Hopefully we don't have to hear that again, because that's like a 6-minute song. And it never...
Oh, true, though, Charlie!
Yeah.
I think we're getting the players in the lobby, or should be, relatively soon.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a good Pool B here, I really am. Something in my gut is telling me.
I kind of want to see map Pool C, so we get to see the Dictate and Spaza mashup for Charlie's
true.
I want to see that song get played.
Oh, true. I thought that was in Pool B, you're right.
Oh, that's the S1 in Pool C. It's the first starter map in Pool C, so I'm leaning towards Pool C right now. There's also the Sutton map in Pool C. That's something Arnold would really like, I feel like. He's definitely a super good player at those types of maps.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see what we end up going for here, I think.
I believe theirs was the last match of round 2, right? So then this is losers semis, right?
Well, not the last match. There was still Utami versus Bartek, and it seems like the answer for that just came in. Utami going to be advancing in the winner's bracket. He's going to be facing off against Ristal. Guaranteed top 3. Bartek now in the loser's bracket.
Malashevsky's playing nutty today. He's only dropped 1 game, so that'll be a fun one to watch. So that's our winners finals, and I think this is losers semis, right, for Arnold?
Yes, this
and
is
Whitecat.
losers.
Okay.
So the loser of this is out of the tournament.
And then it'll put them at 7th place, I believe. So, I mean, that's not bad. That's top 8, right? I think that's 7th place, losers semis.
Yeah, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
It's still pretty good at this point.
It's prize money. I mean, that's free dollars.
Free money. It's free money.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Alright, looks like we've got both players in the lobby, so we can finally get into the gameplay here, see which pools they ban, which one stays up, and which maps we get to see this time around.
Alright, well.
Alright, we're feeling a Pool C or a Pool B this time around, hoping we get one of those. We get to see some different maps on stream.
I'm hoping, man. Because Whitecat is not going to have a fun time, guaranteed, on C6. We have seen that. We've seen that already.
Yeah.
Not going to have the best time. So I imagine he would just ban that straight out, honestly. Very interested.
I really want to see C5 in Pool B also. Slow Down by Bill Wirtz, right? I really want to see how they deal with the off-screen slider gimmick.
Oh,
yeah,
those sliders are cool.
That map is absolutely crazy. But nope, it's going to be Pool C.
All right, let's go.
We won't be seeing a different one.
All right, nobody strike S1 right now. Nobody strike S1.
You're gonna just speak it into existence, man.
Yeah, I think he's cursed it.
I am not speaking it into existence. I am not you, Fiery. I get to speak things out of existence. They will not strike starter 1.
Are you sure about that? Are you really confident in your thoughts, Dio?
No, but I'm gonna act like it anyway.
I like the conviction. I like the conviction.
Yeah. Like we're definitely, yeah, I was gonna say, gonna see S4 striked out by White Cat there, not wanting the speed map out of the starter pool to get played.
S3 is next for White Cat, definitely. Like, that's getting striked out pretty much instantly, I imagine. So, Arnold looking
is actually
further.
Probably gonna strike. Oh no, he actually leaves S1 up. Oh,
wait a sec. Wait a second, boys. Wait a second, boys.
There's no way White Cat doesn't strike S3 now, right? The low AR panic map with disgusting overlap patterns all the way through the map. That's something that is right up Arnold's alley.
Yeah, it'd be an absolute int and a half if he leaves that open. I don't think he is. And I think S1 is going to be very likely we'll be seeing the custom map, or the custom song, rather, with the custom video, and there's the confirmation.
Oh, beautiful. See, there you go. Dio spoke it out of existence. He kept S1 open the entire time. Good work. Good shit.
And this man, Fiery, questioned my convictions.
My bad, dude.
Out of here. It's time for S1. We got the tournament namesake map coming in hot. Charlie's perfect map class, the SOG champ difficulty. Just really, really super gimmicky, awkward mapping on AR9 too. Something that actually I think we favor Arnold a little bit on this map. He's probably going to be pretty solid on this type of gimmicky stuff, but you got to be hyped to see the video. You got to be hyped to see the namesake song getting played. The absolute YouTube poop mashup vibes this song gives off are unmatched.
Oh, this is just such a work of art. I can't wait for the video to play. Oh, do we not have the video this time? Oh, there it is. Okay, I got worried.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I got a little concerned for a second.
Yeah, same here as it didn't switch.
Oh, there's so many people in the LAN right now. It's actually crazy.
Are they all crowding around the computer right now to watch the video here?
No, I mean they're talking about different things right now, but
that's their loss. Huh?
That's lame. They should be around the computer for this one.
That's what I'm saying, man. I tried to get them in, but they just don't want to. In any case, Arnold going to be dropping the first few misses in the beginning here. White Cat still holding on to the FC as we get into this little cut stream. White Cat and Arnold both hit it. White Cat's actually going in on this. Let's go, White Cat.
Yeah, he's looking real good right now.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be an Arnold pick for sure, but White Cat is just crazy.
He's destroying it right now, man. Look at these. Going to be missing on that cut stream.
Oh.
Which does give combo advantage to Arnold. Actually, Arnold with an accuracy lead as well. And White Cat with another break. It's actually going to be giving Arnold quite an advantage here. Could be taking this lead from White Cat.
Yeah, there's still plenty of song here for Arnold.
We're going to be getting into the hardest part of the map here, and let's see if he can hold that combo. These patterns are so brutal on this map, and Arnold is just nailing them right now. What is this man on?
He is absolutely popping off. The pop-off at the end completely saves the score. And just barely at the end, 60, 70k by the end of the map with the miss on nothing. He takes the first pick. He takes the starter map.
That was crazy combo from Arnold at the end there. My God. And that is a way to take your first point against White Cat. White Cat now to follow up with the next pick. He's got a few things he can choose here, I think. I think he's probably, realistically speaking, going to go for something more aim-intensive. I would not be surprised to see S5 or S2 be picked here. The two maps that Arnold struck out. I think those are definitely in White Cat's favor. But no, instead, it's going to be C1. It's going to be the stream map with wonderful background.
You know, we've talked a lot about Arnold as this really good speed player, but one thing that we haven't talked so much about for Whitecat is that when you tone down that BPM a little bit to where this map sits, 180, 190 BPM, Whitecat becomes one of the absolute best stream players in the world. I mean, we saw this guy full combo Reason in match last weekend in the group stages, which would end a 700 in match for him and like number 5 on the leaderboard for another space stream map, just like what we have here. Long chains of notes, just like in the Inferi map that we saw in Pool A, but much lower BPM and way higher spacing between the notes. You'll see circle streams, infinity signs drawn on the screen with this one. And Whitecat, this is something that he is just incredible at.
Literally one of the best in the world at this type of map. I'd say Emrek and Utami are probably the other two that are absolute monsters at maps like these.
And Charlie, you were talking earlier about stream maps being something that you personally like to play and that you find kind of impressive. Well, this is one of the maps for it to watch out for, Whitecat.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one in the map pool showcase, especially not just because it's a cool map, but also the background really just helps solidify it as a classic.
Yeah, this background's crazy. This background goes hard.
Background goes so hard, man.
Yeah, Arnold is struggling a bit in the beginning here. Note locking a few of these streams. Note locking, if you miss one of the notes on the stream, it makes it very hard to get back into the stream. You just end up chain missing, much like Whitecat did right there. So Arnold now back with the combo advantage. Slight accuracy lead for Whitecat, but we haven't gotten into the harder parts of the map quite yet. Still plenty of opportunity for Whitecat to be trading these, for Arnold to be trading the miss from Whitecat. Especially as we get into the fun part here. Or, well, not quite yet, but we'll be starting very shortly. This is where the spacing gets really hard.
Starting to get a little goofy.
Starting to get a little wacky, I'd even say.
Yeah. Oh, dare we go as far as to call it silly?
That'd be a tough one, I think, honestly.
Yeah, I might be on the crack pipe. It's not silly yet.
Oh, but it might be silly now. Arnold chain missing.
Unlucky.
Just like that, Whitecat with the lead and absolutely nailing that first section, giving him a sizable combo advantage as we get into the halfway point of the map.
You know what I would call silly spacing? I would call those follow point streams silly spacing, where you still have the long note chains, but they're spaced apart so far from each other that you get follow points that you usually reserve for jumps in between them. That's what I would call silly spacing in this map, and we've seen a couple of those already, but it's just so ridiculous to be able to hit those consistently. And Whitecat now, after an early miss or two, finally back on the horse, back on the saddle for him in the last half of the map here.
And he is just destroying. These spacing changes are absolutely brutal, and he is just absolutely... Okay, never mind. There it goes. My bad. Well, in any case, Arnold now holding that combo. As we get into one of the harder streams of the map here, he's still nailing it. Not anymore. But both players hitting that little huge space stream at the end there. That's actually kind of crazy. But for now, it's Whitecat with a Whitecat with the combo advantage, accuracy advantage, looking to close this one out at the very end here. Barring no trolling.
Yeah, I don't think there's quite enough song left for Arnold to make a rally here.
There's some silly spacing. There we go. We'd love to see the follow point streams, and well, both players hitting them actually. Like you said, unfortunately, unless we see a big note lock chain miss from Whitecat at the end here, Arnold probably going to end up losing this one, and Whitecat going to be able to take it home. But it's still pretty close. If we do see a big miss from Whitecat here at the end, he could lose score, and Arnold has the combo to capitalize.
Oh, there it goes.
More. All right.
That's what happened. See, you had to mention it, Dio. You had to mention it, man.
I had to mention both of their combos. I play everyone's side, so I always come out.
Okay, man. All right. You keep telling yourself that. Oh, I got hit the ending. What? That's crazy. Yeah, baby is right. 13 miss from Whitecat. 500k on that, and that's going to be tied game now. Arnold immediately picking into the next one. S3, that's not surprising in the slightest.
Yeah, this was the one that you said that Whitecat would absolutely want to be striking off immediately. So this is the pick that Whitecat would likely struggle with?
Yep. This is what we're going to be seeing Arnold come into form on, I think. This is definitely a map that I think he can absolutely dominate on this one. Whitecat is not as known for being as proficient at these low approach rate hiddens in comparison. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for anybody who knows or who doesn't know about how Panic, the mapper of this map, tends to structure things, lots of streams that usually you expect streams to just keep going forward, right? Well, not all the time. Sometimes they can just go straight backwards and then start off in the same direction again. There's a lot of those in this type of map. Panic, famously the mapper of Pudding Funfair, which kind of brought that style of low approach rate stream mapping into the fore. And I would be not at all surprised to see more of that come into this map. Generally, just absolutely awful maps to read made by Panic. But that, if you are pretty solid at these types of maps, can be pretty intuitive for you. And that's definitely what Arnold is.
Yeah, well, Whitecat dropping the first miss, and Arnold, meanwhile, holding on to the accuracy and the combo. Both players actually hitting these first streams pretty comfortably for now. Whitecat with the chain miss. Arnold is just destroying this right now. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. How is he still hitting these? This is disgusting.
Yeah, what was that? He actually recovered after almost note-locking out of that entire stream and managed to hold on, just sped up his fingers again and got back onto the stream. This man is nuts. This is why Whitecat struck this map initially, right? This is just a disgusting pick for. He misses on air too on one of the jumps in between, not even on the hard parts. Just crazy stuff.
This accuracy is just bonkers.
What is he doing in this
dude, he's hitting these streams almost perfectly. How is he hitting these streams perfectly? This is so messed up, actually. It's finally going to be dropping a couple more misses here as we enter the near end of the map, but it literally just doesn't matter. This is already his point. That is a disgusting score, man. Whitecat did a really good recovery at the end there, but unfortunately it's just not enough.
That ending was super nice from Whitecat.
Yeah, A rank from him on that, but Arnold having 250 more combo. It's going to be securing Arnold his second point as Whitecat now to pick next. And I still think S2, S5 for Whitecat would be good. Maybe he could also go for C4, but it's going to be S2. The Sotten map, the alt map.
I'm really interested to see how this map goes, actually, with Arnold being who he is. I mean, this is the type of aim map that he can just eat up, right? 300 BPM polygonal satin aim is something that Arnold is incredible on. He can just take hidden. He doesn't need to take hard rock on this. This is a free mod pick. So players have to take either hidden or hard rock or both on this type of map. And
this is a free mod, so Arnold can take hidden if he wants. White Cat can go no mod. I imagine he's going to be going no mod.
All right, there's force mod in some of these pools. That's right. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, Arnold can take hidden on this, which makes it very, very comfortable for him. And I don't know, man. I feel like this is more of a toss-up than a usual aim map would be, just because of how well Arnold does on this mapper's maps in particular.
Well, we'll see. This map has a very ridiculous diff spike at the ending, which is absolutely brutal to be consistent at. And the first few minutes of this map are relatively tame in comparison, just straightforward. You get what you see here. It's just pretty much your standard flow aim alt oriented map. Few jump patterns like that there, but we won't be seeing those throughout the majority of the map until much later. For now, it seems like both players are going to be holding on to their combo. 99% for both of them. Arnold, with the mod advantage, is keeping him in the lead for now. So we enter the first course. We'll see who drops the first miss.
Who do you think it's going to be? Actually, you have to say the opposite. Who do you think's doing super well that probably won't miss?
You know, I think Arnold is doing pretty well right now.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Though, I mean, he's got 99.5% accuracy. He's just popping off right now, man.
Dude.
The opposite of fiery. I have to speak things into
Are you
existence.
joking me, man?
Oh my God. That's crazy, though, the timing on that. Oh my God. You know, White Cat actually made it out of the first KI with combo intact too. This is so massive for him. He's looking really, really good right now. And I'm just kind of hoping that Arnold can pull his combo back together and keep it through the next KI.
I can't believe that just happened, man. But yeah, White Cat now building up a massive combo advantage. Gonna be getting into the second chorus here, so we might see a few misses from White Cat or Arnold on that. But yeah, this combo advantage is pretty massive for White Cat, all things considered, since I honestly don't imagine we'll be seeing any high combos after this chorus, honestly. This chorus itself is also pretty hard, so I think we'll be seeing White Cat miss here probably on some of these back and forth patterns. So far, seems to be nailing them for the most part, though. Hitting the triangles, no issues whatsoever for now, and actually looking to FC that second chorus. As we get into the guitar solo now, this is where the map starts really picking up. These misses are going to be a lot more frequent. Arnold dropping the first one. White Cat is just FCing this. Sure, buddy, whatever. Don't think that's... Okay, yeah, that's not going to be the case for long.
Yeah, unlucky.
That's just a slider break, though.
Yeah.
I imagine he's going to be dropping misses. Surely he drops misses on this part. This is where the map absolutely just goes ridiculous mode. Like, this is where it literally is just jump map.
Yeah, this turns into, you know, from an alt flow aim map into just disgusting 300 BPM polygon jumps all over the place. Like, how do you hit this, man? I don't understand what these players are doing right now. Just both of them. Like, what do you do?
Both of these players hitting this.
Do that. Those are 300 BPM. You could easily map streams to this song instead and just have it be completely fine. Instead, it's just massive back and forth jumps all over the place, and White Cat is still just holding the S rank. 0 misses.
Whatever, dude. Whatever.
What is that? Whatever. Play is so nasty. That is so nasty from White Cat. What was that, man?
Just one slider break, too. Damn. That was fucking massive.
That's disgusting. That's actually disgusting. Arnold with the break in the first ki is literally what decided that map, actually. Because I think both of them broke near the same spot on the second. But even then, just White Cat S rank, like, dude, what do you do against that, man? And just like that, Arnold now to pick next, 2-2. Let's see what they opt to pick for. Arnold, the obvious picks are out of the way. Hidden 3, or S3, now out of the way. The other picks that he could go for, maybe C5, C6, which he is going to go for, C5. He's going to be going for a speed map in the pool. Bit about this map. It's a relatively bursty-oriented map. I believe around 240 BPM on this one. So definitely a map that Arnold is very comfortable with and proficient, as a matter of fact, on. Whitecat in comparison, somewhat struggling, but...
I don't know, man. He seems to be on some shit today. That performance in the last one was absolutely wild.
Yeah, I mean, this is an entirely different type of map. It's a lot more focused on mechanics rather than aim. Or, well, tapping mechanics rather than aim mechanics.
Yeah, and that's really what we came here to watch Arnold do, right? Is demolish the speed maps, demolish the maps where you just have to tap an ungodly amount of times per second. That is a big overaim from Arnold.
No, that was the tournament client.
That was the tournament client, not Arnold's cursor. All right. But yeah, you can see this one, 270 beats per minute.
270.
Which, yeah, it's fast. With DT 180 BPM times 1.5, because double time is a lie.
Well, actually...
It's 270.
Well, actually, you say that, but that's only because the timing on this is very wonky, and we're seeing that with the accuracies right now, actually. You'd think, oh, these players should be able to do this normally. They should have no issue streaming this BPM. That doesn't really matter when the song is this inconsistent with its timing. And, yeah, I think this is around 250 BPM for burst speed-wise. Whitecat going to be dropping an early miss here. And, again, actually... So Arnold now with a pretty sizable combo advantage in the first fourth of the map.
And you know it's not the aim that Whitecat is really having trouble. We saw how good he was on the last map with the 300 BPM jumps, right? It's the combination of needing to pull off all of the speed parts of this map and then transition into the aim that's so hard, that makes speed maps like this really, really difficult. And that's part of why Arnold is having a pretty good time with it. The speed in this map isn't that hard for him. He's got 98% accuracy, so he can just focus on aiming correctly when the aim parts do come up, and then just beast mode it through the streams like he always does. In fact, his AC's going up right now, still.
Well, as you said that, he's going to be dropping a bit of a hundreds there, but yeah, this is an insane score from him. Comboing for a bit longer, and I think this point is all but his, and he's just, oh my god. Okay, what is going on here, Arnold? What are you doing? Okay, yeah, that's the map. Arnold going to be taking this. What is going on?
All right, nobody talk about Arnold now.
Yeah, focus on Whitecat now, Fire.
Yeah, no, that's such a really awesome combo, Arnold. It'd be really sad if you... how did that not work, man?
It's only when you give compliments. I don't know how you don't see that. When you're talking about good gameplay, they immediately break.
Yeah, and you can't do it on purpose. It never works on purpose.
It never works on purpose. It never works on purpose except for that one time. And that's an FC. Okay, sure, yeah. Sure, buddy, let's go. Let's FC this map. That works. 97.64%. Yeah! I do that on a daily basis.
That's a
what the
fat
hell?
one. That's a fat one. That's big. That's big. No commentator curse there either.
Well, what a way to get back into it after Whitecat S-rank C2. Just FC, or not C2, S2. Just FC that map as we get into C3. So Whitecat actually is going to be picking into this. I was kind of debating whether or not he would, but this is the aim-oriented hidden map. So, on paper...
Shit, it's Moist Man!
Yeah, this difficulty's a pretty good one.
This background is crazy. This background goes hard.
I love this one. This one's mapped by Miss Magius. He's the same dude who mapped Holy Shit, It's Airman back in the day, back in like 2010, whenever that was released. One of the famous, really old hard maps that was meant to not be full comboed and is now just like PP farm for people who are good at aim. Kind of a tribute to that map in the same style. Lots of kind of what we saw in the 300 BPM map, but toned down a little bit. Lots of polygonal jumps, lots of really awkward stuff in this map all over the place. But should be comfortable enough for them, because none of the angles on this are really all that tricky. It's more so the spacing than anything else in this map.
Yeah, I'd argue this is a pretty big toss-up on this. It could go either way, really. Arnold proficient at hidden, Whitecat proficient at aim, and both these players can play this. This can go either way. It just depends on who's feeling more confident right now. Whitecat with an early drop. That actually could matter quite a bit. This is only a minute long. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, which color do you like yourself best in on this
one?
I
definitely think the blue. The blue is really nice. It's nice in forefront. You can really see it bring out my my like goblin eyes here. I think this is the shortest map in all of the pools, right? At 118?
This is indeed, yes. So we get into the little stream section here. Both these players nailing it for now. But Arnold is going to be dropping quite a bit of accuracy at the very tail end of that. So pretty much dead even for now. It's just that one drop from Whitecat early on in the map that's really making all the difference right now. But even then, the accuracy lead on the side of Whitecat. Arnold does drop in response to Whitecat dropping, but that is such a slight lead. It might take a bit more than just that to really shift this scoreline over. I'm actually not too sure. Arnold drops again. Whitecat is hitting the ending. Look at this man go.
He's pulling it off. Arnold gonna find another drop.
Look at this aim!
Combo for Whitecat. He just demolishes the ending, man, and pulls ahead because of it. Only 45,000 points. Still a really close map because of the intro again, where we saw Whitecat miss, 12 combo into the map, but Arnold just not quite able to take advantage, and Whitecat able to beast mode the ending, come out on top with it.
And that's a solid tied point now for Whitecat. Arnold to pick next, and he still has the remaining DT and S4 open. We'll see which one he opts to go for. I don't think he's really going to want to try any of the other maps, honestly.
Yep, going into S4 here.
Yep, this is the stream-oriented hard rock pick. Pretty speedy as well at around 234 BPM. You said you saw these guys live in concert, right, Critical? Or Charlie?
Yeah. I didn't mean to, for what it's worth. A buddy of mine was in town, and he was going to the concert, so I thought it'd be fun to hang out with him, so I went to the concert. I didn't even have tickets. It's just Tampa's such a shithole that they don't even really stop you if you go to the concerts. And they were performing with Necrogoblicon and Ailstorm at like a dive bar in Ybor. They were good. I really liked Aether Realm.
Holy shit. Necrogoblicon, Ailstorm, and Aether Realm all in the same concert. Sounds like a fucking blast, actually.
Yeah, this was like
awesome.
This was, I think, like 7 years ago now. So I don't know if they were as popular then as they are now, but the bar they played in only had like a maximum capacity of like 80 people. Like, it was so small and low-key. Every single song that Ailstorm plays is about drinking, so everyone would start like throwing beer into the crowd and shit. It was wild.
Yeah, we love Ailstorm songs here in OS. We've got a couple of really good maps of Keelhauled by them too. So actually a popular band in OS, weirdly enough. All three of them, Necrogoblicon,
I know.
is also a featured artist. Same thing for Aether Realm here. So yeah, we've got all three of those artists represented, not only in OS, but in Drench Program and CPMC as well. We've had songs from all three of them in these tournaments. So very cool. Very cool. This is actually kind of an odd pick to see from Arnold most of the time. You would expect him not to pick into Hard Rock. It's not a mod that he's really all that comfortable with, but with this type of map being what it is and being pretty death streamy for him, 234 BPM speed, definitely something that Arnold is good enough at to offset the hard rock discomfort for him.
Yeah, and it's showing right now in the combos. White Cat struggling quite a bit, but the accuracies are almost, well, I was going to say dead even, but White Cat dropping a lot more. But Arnold is actually struggling on the accuracy department as well, just holding the combo barely right now. And that's what's keeping him in for right now.
What is he doing right now? What is
this is actually kind of disgusting.
Scoring on these streams is so hard, man. How do you hit this? Arnold. Holy moly, man.
You can actually see him miss-aim a couple of these, but it just doesn't matter because he just gets right back into it. He just overstreams it and is just like, yep, I'm back in. That's why his accuracy is at 90% right now, and his combo is just ridiculous right now. Like, what is this, man?
I don't know how some players do this. This is just unreal from Arnold, actually.
Like, he's just comboing this. Like, okay, he's going to be missing on a triple of all things, but it doesn't matter because at this point, White Cat kind of combo to speak of, but his accuracy is just lacking right now, and it's going to take a lot more. And with that miss, it's just over.
Yeah, this map is 7.9 stars with Hard Rock, by the way. So this is basically an 8-star map that Arnold is doing this on. 8-star Hard Rock speed.
Yeah. And just like that, Arnold now at match point, looking to advance in the losers bracket.
Someone in the chat kept asking, so I'll just go ahead and answer it since this one seems to be kaput. Arnold is a mouse player. I believe the only mouse player left in the tournament as well.
Yes, Leva Russian was... Actually, no, I think Leva Russian is still in the tournament, and he is also a mouse player. Actually, Leva Russian... Yeah, Leva Russian winning against Karcher 5-3, actually. That just came in right now. So Karcher actually out of the tournament for now. Or, well, not for now, out of the tournament.
Yeah, Leva Russian kind of flying under our radar a little bit when talking about the bracket matchups, but taking out Karcher, definitely putting him on the map here, guaranteeing himself top 6.
Hey! Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Indeed. It is the gentleman. Your boyfriend. It doesn't scare me.
This was one of our bigger productions here. We actually filmed this at my old high school. It was a disaster. My old high school was not very fond of the content I make, so last minute they decided to look into it and then said they don't want us showing up. But we had already booked it, so we showed up anyway, and they just let us. Great experience, though, all around.
I mean, the music video for this pops off, honestly. I'm hoping we get to see it on stream. I think we should be able to. But yeah, this is a Force mod map. So both these players are going to have to take Hidden or Hard Rock on this, I imagine. Well, obviously Arnold is going to be going Hidden. White Cat, not too sure what he'll actually go on this.
This is he's going to take Hard Rock in some way, shape, or form. Either Hard Rock or Hidden Hard Rock on this, because it is CS4 AR, and he can play Easy DT, for example, but I don't think he like this.
Yeah, I don't think he'd want to do that, and it seems like you're right. White Cat going to be taking Hard Rock on this. Arnold with the Hidden, of course. So we get into this map. This is a generic aim map. Okay, thank God the video works.
Oh.
Okay.
There we go.
Blessed.
Yeah, this song needs
high
the
school.
video. Yep. Used to run these hallways back in my day. Fucking 12 years ago now.
I feel that.
Oh.
I feel that in my bones, man.
It's so painful to think about time. Aging is such cringe.
That's true. Well, for now, Arnold going to be dropping a couple of slider breaks, actually, in the beginning of the map here. White Cat, on the other hand, just looking absolutely dominant, even with Hard Rock, 98%.
Yeah, this is very clearly not White Cat's first time listening to this song, playing this song. Must be a huge Gentleman fan, I think.
I mean, look at that accuracy, man. Again, you got to know the song to have good accuracy. Maps crazy how good his Zach is on this one with the Hard Rock, so I believe
I'm a little worried for this upcoming part, though, where I hang dong. It might distract them, and we might see a double break.
Oh, true, but Arnold is going to be breaking once again, so White Cat actually having a pretty sizable lead to start things off here. Looking to completely destroy this map as he gets out of that first chorus. I don't think anyone's missing there, unfortunately.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I'm almost insulted.
That's your face. That's your face when you realize they didn't miss.
Unlucky. Has White Cat broke, or is this full combo right now?
This is a full combo currently. He might break in the next few seconds as we get into the next hard part here, the chorus. White Cat actually looking to FC this right now.
Yeah, it's coming up towards the end here.
This is looking really solid for White Cat. Arnold does have combo, though, so if there's a miss, Arnold can still capitalize on it, but White Cat looking so solid on the Hard Rock aim pick here.
Oh,
they both break at the same time.
Break. That's a double break on a slider. That's actually unlucky for Arnold. Because just like that, White Cat now going to be securing his 4th point to get into a tiebreaker.
I think this is the first tiebreaker we've gotten to watch on stream today now. Nice.
That would be correct.
It was also White Cat's 2nd tiebreaker. Back-to-back tiebreakers now. Had one against Badu, and now he's going to have one here against Arnold.
This is an absolutely ridiculous S-rank play from White Cat, though. 99% on the accuracy here.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we don't actually have a tiebreaker in this pool. So Arnold, as the loser of this pick, is just going to get last pick to break the tie. Is that right?
That is indeed correct, and I imagine Arnold is probably going to want to just stick with something generic with DT. Probably just going to be going for C6. Or actually, now that I think about it, Arnold did get stomped on Magic Girl from Vaxay last year, and C6 is most similar to Magic Girl, I'd argue. Oh, unlucky not getting the S rank White Cat, but I'm actually not too sure what Arnold would go for here.
Yeah, you mentioned DT for Arnold, but with high approach rate stuff, with really high AR stuff, that's honestly not his forte. And it's actually something that White Cat is really, really strong on. White Cat has a ton of old AR-11 or AR-10.5 plus plays, which are really hard to come by. It's hard to be consistent at that kind of stuff. And over time, White Cat has definitely started to become more that skill set, as he hasn't put in a lot of practice on it recently. But definitely something that I still favor him on over Arnold just because of his history with it. Arnold, though, a couple of other picks that he could look to go for. It's C2 and C4 that are left up here. Which of those are you thinking, Fiery?
I think it's C2. I think that's the only pick he really has right now. Unless he practiced C6, which in that case, that would be a good pick for him. But I think C2 is realistically probably what we're going to be seeing here. Yep, there it is.
All right, walk us through C2 here. What do we got? I got a good idea of it from the mapper. mere
this
well-known tech mapper, but
well, you said it yourself. It's a tech map. This is absolutely brutal on aim control on this one. A lot of fast sliders, a lot of back and forth patterns that you need to wiggle through. 170 BPM, so it is accessible for everyone, but it is absolutely brutal on the aim component. And this is where I think we'll get into just absolute toss-up territory. Same thing that we saw with C3. Anyone can take this, really. But Arnold gonna probably be taking hidden on this. This is a free mod, so Arnold can opt to take hidden.
This is loser's side of things, so whoever drops this one is out of the tournament at 7th place. Still a very respectable position, but ideally you'd like to move on.
One of them has to drop out here. There's only room for so many players in the top 6. In fact, there's only room for 6 players in the top 6, and these are the last 2 to finish up their match in this round, so one of them's going to have to drop out in 7th. Arnold, with his trademark hidden modification there, taking it even when he doesn't have to on this map, just prefers that mod. Gives him a little bit of comfort going into the last pick of the round. Definitely one where we could see either of these players come out on top. Both of them looking to vie for that top spot. Arnold trying to seek redemption after 2nd place last year. Whitecat with trying to break into that top 6 and prove that he still got it after kind of dropping away from the tournament scene a little bit in recent times.
Well, this is the map to decide everything. Little slow a beginning here. Nothing really to talk much about. It's when the map starts picking up after these fast sliders that we'll probably be seeing quite a number of misses, I'd imagine. Starting right about here is where we're going to be seeing misses.
Really
or they can just spite me and never miss. They can just spite me and never miss because of that. Yeah, sure, whatever, man. Oh my god. And
they both hit that too.
Like, dude, what?
Wiggle stream there, man. That was crazy.
These guys are going in right now. We're going to be getting into one of the harder parts of the map here. This is where back and forth really start kicking in. This is where your aim control needs to be absolutely perfect. How are they both hitting these?
Oh my god.
How is this happening,
This is insane.
man? What is happening right now? Arnold finally going to be the first one to drop Whitecat now with a massive combo advantage as well as that chain miss. And Whitecat now just has the opportunity to build up this combo if he holds through this section. And he's going to be able to see that at the break too.
Arnold on the hidden, man. When you chain miss with hidden, it's so hard back onto the same pattern. And he drops so much accuracy because of it. Though, this full combo is out of this world, man.
This is dumb, man.
He's still going. He finally finds a miss on one of those cut stream patterns, but the wiggles, the back and forths have yet to claim his combo. There's maybe a chance for Arnold to find a comeback, but he's going to have to combo a lot of the rest of this map to make it happen.
He's going to have to hold through, like, a pretty decent chunk at the ending here, and Whitecat's going to have to miss quite a bit as well. 100k point difference. They're going to be seeing that at the break. They're going to know Arnold has that combo advantage, and they're going to be seeing... They're going to be sweating a little bit, probably. Match is so interesting. We have 2 people behind me watching it right now. Utami is watching it with us.
Getting the info on potential future opponents here.
You're getting a little scouting in.
Yeah.
Actually, this could go to Arnold even if he doesn't hold through this section. I just realized the hidden gap is playing in full force here, but this is one of the harder sections of the map. We'll see if anyone misses here. There goes Arnold. Goodbye, and there goes his chance of a comeback. Actually, never mind. It might not entirely be out of this question.
Yeah, Whitecat also just broke there a minute ago. Oh, that's probably going to be it, though.
Oh, this is... This is one of the harder sections of the map. This is where chain misses could potentially just ruin everything for you. This is 40k points of difference, and that is very much possible to just absolutely chain miss one of these patterns on, but it seems like White Cat gonna be slider breaking at the end there, but it's not enough.
Just over 30k at the end for White Cat, but manages to pull off the win there and secure his spot in top 6. Knocks out Drenched Program's second place Arnold in top 8. Tied for 7th with Karcher in the losers bracket. It was a well-played match from Arnold. He made this really, really close, but just couldn't find the score lead at the end of this pick. And White Cat 2 in a row at the end to close it out, looking really, really solid again. Only losing to Utami so far, who is currently in winners finals, guaranteed top 3. So looking very, very solid for White Cat overall.
Yeah, White Cat's been having a pretty good day here today. There was a couple of moments of wackiness in the first match against Utami, such as the low AR pick where he just kind of gave up and wrote bruh. But other than that, like, he's been having an incredible performance.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to keep up that incredible performance as he faces off against Emrek later, as in probably, actually, relatively soon. And Emrek is ready. He is ready to game, I'm assuming. I don't think we're going to be seeing that match, granted. I think we're actually going to be seeing Bartek versus Leva Russian, as a matter of fact. I think that's going to be our next match that we're going to be checking out.
Yeah, we can go ahead and probably take a look at the bracket right now, because we do have a couple of interesting matches coming up here. We're into the finals stage of the tournament now. Utami versus Malashevsky in the winners bracket. Those two players who have gone undefeated so far. We saw Malashevsky drop only 1 map to Emrek, and that's it. Swept intercamping to start, and then 5-1 against Emrek afterwards. Utami with wins against both White Cat and Bartek, now going up against another Polish player in Malashevsky, so that's going to be a very good matchup to watch. And then Bartek versus Leva Russian is the one that we're going to be going into next. Bartek only losing to Utami so far, and Leva Russian actually beating out Karcher. Leva Russian got first in his group. He started in winner's bracket and lost initially to Emrek, but is also a player who beat Arnold in his group, so has looked really, really good throughout the tournament so far. And then, of course, White Cat versus Emrek as the last matchup.
That match is so dumb, man.
Yeah. For top 4, that matchup. Not even in top 3. That is just to get into top 4 for those two players. Crazy matchups here. So how much, Charlie, how much do you know about Bartek and Leva Russian? Those are our next 2 players that we're going to be looking at if my intel from production is correct. So how much do you know about those 2?
I don't know too much about Bartek, but I do know a little bit about Leva Russian, mainly because mouse player. I always find that to be just so impressive. And I know Fiery Rage also mouse player. I just find it to be so wild to be able to hit these things at such a high level using mouse. Because tablet to me just seems objectively better. Even if mouse is more comfortable, tablet is just, like, it seems like it should always be better. So mouse players always impress me. So I know a little bit about Leva Russian, but not too much about Bartek if you want to shine a light on him.
Sure.
Bartek has been in the tournament scene for quite a while, actually. He's been, I think he took a break around 2012, or not 2012, 2021. I got the numbers mixed up somehow. He took, I think, a year break, and he's back now. And, pretty much the same player as he always was. I mean, bit rusty on the speed aspect. He used to be a pretty decent speed player, but now is somewhat underwhelming on that aspect, but has trained himself to be a pretty well-rounded tournament player overall. And it's should be interesting to see the matchup, actually. As we get into the match here, both players are in the match. Bartek wants us to stream the other match. I don't think that's going to be happening.
Oh, is Bartek the one that you said coming into this didn't play any of the matches and was sight reading?
That was Emrek, as a matter of fact.
Oh, it was Emrek. Okay. Because Bartek just said I might literally sight read here.
Well, in any case,
Bartek, though, kind of undersells himself sometimes. I mean, managed to beat Zudinator 5-3 at the start of the day, and then, has only lost to Utami so far. So still definitely a tough opponent for anybody in this stage of the tournament. Leva Russian, though, has been actually really, really good recently. Has been doing a lot of tournament replays, for example, getting a lot of replays on 8-star plus maps that a lot of people don't even want to attempt, so has looked really good there, and is generally a very, very solid player all around. I mean, has the speed to do really well on some of the speed picks, and I think might abuse that against Bartek in particular, but also pretty solid on a lot of other stuff in general. Good gimmick player, good hard rock aim control player. I think what Bartek is going to want to do in this matchup is pick into the really, really tough. I think we might see him ban out Pool A just because some of the gimmicks in that pool are...
Nope.
No, actually, bans from the two other players on the other pool. Pool A is, in fact, going to be the starting pool for us in this matchup, and that makes things interesting here because Bartek definitely doesn't want to let Leva Russian pick into something like the S4 emotional bring back, that D map in the starter pool, but also I think is going to be kind of hard pressed to find a good starter pick for him. Maybe something like starter 2, Fleur de la Pin, or Last Noble Flame in starter 5 would be solid for him.
Are either one of these players good at the gimmick maps? So like the wacky slider map here, is that something we might see?
Honestly, that's not their forte. That's not like what they specialize in. I think both of these players in previous years have been known more for going into some of the mechanics focused picks. Bartek in particular is good on reading maps, things that demand you be very good at figuring out where to place your cursor and where to tap at the right time, but not necessarily stuff like the super wacky sliders. If anything, I kind of favor Leva Russian on a map like that, as he has really, really solid aim control. It does look like we've seen Bartek strike out the DT map, that speed pick in the starter pool. Leva Russian striking out both of the high spacing stream picks, S2 and S5. The Kirby Mix map is out and the alt map is out. It actually does look like we're going to get the slider map. Bartek not wanting to go up against Leva Russian on pure aim, so now it is all sliders here. Hyperlight getting picked as the first starter.
Yeah, totally fine with that. That was to production. I don't know if you could hear production, but we will be streaming the Imrek White Cat match after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the players agree.
Yeah, Emrek said he'd be fine with a delay. I just asked him right now, so it's up to White Cat, really.
Emrek would honestly probably be happy with a little bit of time to get used to the other map pool, I feel like. Given that he started out the day sight reading, I feel like he's going to be happy with a little bit of extra time to practice some of the maps that he maybe hasn't had a chance to play through. But enough about that match. It's time to get into Bartek versus Leva Russian. These two players, maybe not as well known as White Cat and Emrek, but here for a reason. They're both very, very solid tournament players. Bartek just recently winning the Perennial, another big name tournament on the winning team and captaining that team. One with only 7 players instead of 8 in the grand finals as well. Putting more than his fair share in a lot of different tournaments. And yeah, I'm going to be interested to see how this map goes for them both, because this is the slider velocity gimmick, right? So if you haven't practiced this all, it's going to be very hard to sight read it.
Yeah. I mean, this is very hard for pretty much anyone, honestly. I think we saw, or well, we didn't see, but Badu got a 760k FC on this, which is honestly just frankly disgusting. I'm not really sure how he did that.
What?
Yes, he did.
Well, I mean, we did talk about Badu being Badu and being very good at these types of maps. So I guess I can't be too surprised. By the way, if you haven't noticed, Leverushin and Bartek are actually on the wrong sides. Leverushin is currently the left screen player, and Bartek is currently the right screen player. So don't look at their names at the top. Look at their names down at the bottom. You can see Leverushin on the left and Bartek on the right. And Bartek actually holding onto the combo pretty well. Map Leverushin with a little bit better accuracy at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, well, we just got confirmation. Whitecat wants to play the match right now, so we're not going to be streaming the Whitecat versus MREC match. This will be the last match of the day, and Bartek holding on to the combo. Accuracy beat.
Ooh, it's
Goodbye.
So it's like clockwork.
You're so good. Oh my word. Well,
how does this keep happening, man? This is like, what, the fifth time? Fifth time today? Oh, I'm so ready for tomorrow, man. Well, in any case, Leverushin with the accuracy is actually going to be clawing this back, as well as this combo, and Bartek with another break. Going to be giving him a very solid lead as we enter the last stage of the map here. This is where the map gets dumb again. We'll see if both players can hold their combo. Never mind, there goes.
Nope.
Goodbye.
Right before it got to the crazy parts.
I think the accuracy.
Yeah, I have to agree. His accuracy and the combos he's had, putting him well in the lead at this point. 60,000 score up, and that lead's probably going to stay there going into the ending. I don't expect to see any major chain misses just because of the type of map this is. Even if he does miss at this point, there's just not enough map left for Bartek to stage a comeback. So this is a solid first point for Leverushin.
It's gonna get a bit close at the end here with that combo from Bartek and the miss from Leverushin, but well enough to secure him the dub. And first point going to Leverushin. We're gonna get these players swapped real quick so that they actually show up on stream properly.
Yeah, the names are just flipped. Just gotta get that handled.
Well, let's see what Bartek wants to go with.
I think he already picked C6.
Oh yes, he has. He picked before Shadooz even put the message down. C6 as a first pick for Bartek. Wow, that is well, I suppose come out swinging, right? With your first pick, this is definitely something that Bartek is going to be solid on in comparison to Leverushin.
We said that Bartek said he was sight reading, so I'm actually kind of worried about this.
He could have just been lying. Like, maybe he was just being humble.
Just throwing him off, you know?
Yeah, just giving him like a little monkey wrench into the plan.
Yeah, telling him what he wants to hear. We'll see if it's actually the case. Pretty close match so far. That first map, not too bad for either of them. But I've seen a clip going around of Leverushin trying to practice this map, and just not being able to hit any of the notes. Just completely no lacking out of everything.
The abyssal method.
Yeah, the abyssal method in full force for Leverushin. Just. And, you know, understandable. You need to memorize a second and a half worth of notes to be able to hit anything on this map and time them properly. So if you're not really good at this type of thing, it's going to be pretty hard. We'll see how well Bartek does on something like this. If he's sight reading or not, he's still going to have to put in a bit of a good score to beat somebody who has practice on this map. Oh God, they are both just not having a good time.
They are having a ball right now is what they're having, I'll tell you that much. Oh, this is wrong.
boy.
This is raw.
Look at Liver Russian screen. Just look at how many misses there are there.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Oh.
Well, it's not over yet. Leva Russian could still make a last-second rally here.
I'm not too sure about that.
He's starting to figure it out a little bit. He's getting a handle on it.
You think he's starting to figure it out?
He almost hit a note that time. Hold on.
He's getting there. He's getting there. Oh!
There it is. There it is.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think any of these players are really comfortable on this map. It's just Bartek is slightly better. Very slightly. Yeah. Just as a friendly reminder, the only player or players that have gotten good scores on this, as far as I know, have been Utami with a 250k score against Whitecat, and Badu, who one missed this, by the way.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
When we talk about, like, yeah, you know, take a player who's really good at gimmick maps and just crank that type of thing up to 11 with Badu, that's what we're talking about, right? The man just defies expectations for these types of maps. And his score on this was 540k. Whitecat got 9,000 on this map. I think he just gave up at some point and stopped playing because Badu one missed with 540k, which is absurd on that type of map.
Oh, S4 going to be the next pick. Bartek, as I mentioned, used to be pretty good on the speed, not so much anymore. Meanwhile, Leva Russian having a relatively decent time on speed.
For contrast, yes, Badu got 540k on the last map. He got 70k on this. So that's the kind of dichotomy we're talking about with that player. I'm sad to see him drop out of the tournament, but better luck to him next time. He's absolutely a really fun player to watch, but we're going to see how well both of these players do on speed map. Leva Russian on paper probably favored to win this because Bartek just hasn't been as good on speed as he used to be. But if you're going by scores,
as we say that.
Yeah, if you're going by scores set a year or two ago, Bartek would have absolutely been the only kind of back.
Bartek's got it in and out in Dio. But yeah, as Dio was saying, Bartek, definitely about 2 years ago, would just absolutely smash this map, or at least get pretty decent scores on it, but for now, definitely struggling a bit more than I think you'd expect him to if you are, if you've been in a time capsule for a couple of years. Meanwhile, Leva Russian having no issues right now. A few misses in the beginning, but has recovered very nicely. That is a very sizable combo advantage for Leva Russian here. Bartek is making a comeback. Accuracy lead is actually in his favor right now, so if Leva Russian ends up missing, this could get a bit interesting here, but it's going to be requiring a miss relatively soon as we approach the halfway point of the map.
I just don't know if we'll see a miss from him right now. He's really kind of dialed in.
It seems like he's doing all right. Third of the map remaining now.
Those streams are just filthy.
Yeah, and that's with that Bartek miss. That's going to end up sealing it. Leva Russian now absolutely destroying the latter half of this map. Unfortunately, going to be missing as soon as I say that, but doesn't matter. 600k, 300k score gap.
Yeah, this one was already kaput. You didn't really even cast or curse him, honestly.
Yeah, well, you know, I just do it for fun. It's a pastime. Going to be a solid 2-1 point lead now for Lever Russian.
That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
And an immediate pick from Bartek, just immediately picks from him in general as we go into C2.
He's going as fast as he can here. He must have something scheduled here pretty soon, so he's just trying to speed run.
Well, honestly, he's picking pretty well. This map definitely something that Bartek should be pretty solid on. And the Lever Russian. Lever Russian is good at everything besides hidden. And that's one of the things Bartek is pretty good on. So I think this type of map can be pretty solid for Bartek. Lever Russian just not going to be all that great on the wide angle, high BPM, awkward jumps in this map. Something that Bartek with hidden is actually pretty solid on, objectively speaking. Just a good player on these types of things.
Yeah, well,
that is actually one thing to talk about. Bartek has been around for how many years in the tournament scene at this point? 5, 6, 7 years? I don't even know when he started playing tournament.
I think it was around 2017.
Yeah, so 5 years at this point, at the highest level, maintaining that caliber of play is really hard. And one of the things that kind of comes along with that is the ability to know what you're good at and what your opponent is good at and pick into those, even if you're not feeling confident reading, to not lose sight of what you're really good on and what you need to pick into is something that's maybe an underrated skill and something that these top tier tournament players, you know, who have been at the top for a very long time have a lot of experience with. They can keep their confidence fully in the fore, even when they're, you know, maybe in a rush or sight reading or both.
Just kind of built different, honestly. To be sight reading at this level and doing this well is absolutely nuts. This isn't a super long song, so I feel like the lead Bartek has here is it's gonna require. Well, that might just.
Well, yeah, there you go. Hey, welcome to the club, Charlie. Bartek does trade it shortly after, but yeah, it's gonna take a lot more.
There's just not a whole ton of song left, unless Bartek really starts to fumble here.
I think Lever Russian's the one that's starting to fumble a lot more. Yeah, if I'm gonna be entirely honest with you. Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty solidified for Bartek. Sorry for the noise. We are about to start the LAN, so everyone is just here now.
That's huge.
It went from 3 or 4 people here to 20 real fast. So I'm trying to keep my commentary down to a minimum so you guys don't hear the background noise.
Oh, it's all good, man.
Yeah, solid pick from Bartek.
Yeah, pretty solid score overall. Only 13 misses. Lever Russian, 43 misses. Definitely far less comfortable on that map than Bartek was. But, you know, to be expected on that kind of pick. Bartek, a hidden main for the longest time, has been extremely solid on the hidden mod for, well, basically as long as he's been playing tournaments. Kind of where he got his start with tournament play was hidden in speed, and well, that's what he's doing well on so far. C4 finally picked up for Lever Russian, and like he said, no more hidden in the map pool, so Bartek gonna have to pick into some other stuff. I think this is the first time that we've seen this map get picked as well, so this is gonna be an interesting one. This is pretty high circle size, CS 6.76 after Hard Rock, which is that basically just means the circles are really small. We're going to be playing Osu for ants, and there's going to be some really tough rhythms to deal with as well. So getting good AC on a map like this is also really hard at the same time. Not only are you dealing with really tiny circles, but you're dealing with really hard patterns to get good accuracy on.
Yeah, this is one of the more rhythm-oriented maps. I don't think we've seen this on stream yet. This is a somewhat alt-focused map, somewhat similar to the Satin map that we saw earlier, but this with hard rock, so harder to AC, as well as also being a precision map. This is I believe a CS 6.7, so you can already see that these circles are pretty small. It's going to be a lot more precise for these players to hit them. We're just seeing misses all over the place right now. Leverussian having a better time in the beginning stage here.
Yeah, aside from a couple of misses in the beginning here, Leverussian's looking really good.
Surprised no one has missed on this slow section here yet. Well, as I said,
I had to say it.
My bad.
He didn't curse anyone in particular, he just put that negative energy out there and somebody responded. This one wasn't a targeted attack.
Yeah, Leverussian having a much better time on this map overall than Bartek right now.
Look at him. Look at him go, chat. He's Fiery's just crazy with it today.
You know, sometimes I'm just on it, but it doesn't really matter. That break not going to be mattering that much.
No.
The accuracy and the early combo advantage from Leverussian, putting him well over the edge on this.
Yeah. Bartek's mod is hidden. Leverussian's mod is hard rock. Very, very good hard rock player in general. You know, both of them pretty solid speed players overall. We saw Bartek still put up a respectable enough score on the double time pick that we started with. Look comfortable enough on that map, but definitely big differences in comfort between them on the hiddens and hard rocks in this map pool. So Leverussian with a couple more hard rock maps, looking pretty solid through the rest of this pool.
Yeah. I think it's just up to him to really close us out. But pretty much a confirmed 3-2, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he makes up 200k here at the end.
No, probably not. Probably not. Yeah, he's got 0 combo, but that 200k gap, it's closing.
Yeah, no, it's gonna come.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
It's not over till it's over, I suppose. What was that old basketball saying? I've never lost a game, I just ran out of time to win, or some shit like that?
I don't know. I mean, there's always time for Leverussian's PC to brick, and Bartek just wins by default.
A tactical DDoS? That would have been big.
Yeah.
An immediate S2 pick from Bartek to follow up. This is actually kind of an interesting pick to pick when you're sight reading the pool. I'm not too sure Bartek realizes just how dumb this map is, but...
Yeah, we've seen this map a couple times before. It's the Kirby mix map. Super high spacing, weird direction streams all over the place. Really sharp corners on a lot of the streams that you just don't see in a lot of other styles of maps. This map also CS5, so it is a little bit than usual for the players that may play a bit into whether or not they're comfortable on the map or not. But big focus in this map: jump aim and stream aim. Really awkward types of both of those aims in this map.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens.
First break goes to Leverussian.
Well, first break's going to pretty much everyone. No one's really held in a consistent combo right now.
True, true.
Russian going to be...
Liver Russian, actually. So, Bartek in the lead with the combo, but... And the accuracy kind of shows how uncomfortable he is on the map. Down 2.5% in the accuracy to Liver Russian, and now the score lead probably going to start to go over to Liver Russian since the combos dropped for Bartek, but we're going to get to the hard part now, and it's anybody's map. Both players missing all over the place in this, and nobody with a decisive lead. It's just ever so slight combo and act lead for Liver Russian that's actually giving him the score lead. Now, big chain misses for both of them keeps the act lead around that 3% mark, and Liver Russian maybe not able to take advantage of that section. It's still tied up, basically, for both of these players, as nobody can hold their combo. Gonna start to go over to Liver Russian with that accuracy that he has, but Bartek
it's almost exactly a 1k point difference. And yeah, it is going to, as you said, go over to Liver Russian just off the accuracy alone, but if the combo can be held from Bartek for just a bit longer, especially with that miss, and things can get a bit dicey here. Bartek does drop. This is so close.
Both of them just trading misses back and forth. The accuracy really keeping Liver Russian in this match, in this map in particular, as Bartek still just ever so slightly holding on to combo better. Liver Russian can't seem to keep it together consistently enough to bring the score decisively to his side. A miss from Bartek is going to give him the score.
It's such a tight squeeze.
As well.
Yep.
And I don't think there's any real pattern for Liver Russian to chain miss on. And just like that, Liver Russian now at match point, 4-2.
We had like 3 lead changes there in the span of 5 seconds. Like they were just going back and forth, trading misses.
It was crazy.
C5 to follow it up.
That double time, the gentleman.
Potentially the last pick of the day. Fitting last pick of the day if it is.
Oh, baby. It's a real tearjerker.
Double time aim map here. Here's to us. Potentially the last map of the day. Liver Russian hoping to close it out and secure top 4 with this map. Bartek picking this, saying he has no picks left, so going with whatever's most comfortable left up, another DT pick. Hoping to stay in this match just a bit longer, but...
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see if he can manage.
No breaks yet from either player here.
Yeah, but we're going to be getting into the hard part now, so this is where we're going to be seeing the breaks, if anything.
Okay. No misses for either of them during the first half of the map. 98 act, though, for Liver Russian, looking pretty solid. Up again in act, but yeah, really impressive stuff for both of them to hold on to the combo through that first half. At this point, we're just waiting on one of these players to break. As long as one of them can onto the combo, they'll be able to clutch it out here. Fiery, it's up to you. Who misses first?
Yeah, Fiery, who is it gonna be? Who's doing really well right now that you want to fuck up?
You know, I'm thinking Liver Russian's combo is feeling pretty good right now, actually. It's a pretty sizable accuracy lead that he has there. It'd be really unfortunate if he dropped it suddenly.
Oh my god, is the curse broken?
It's not. Oh, there it is. Delayed. Delayed. Bartek does trade it immediately after. Wait a sec. No, Bartek!
And
no,
Bartek
the ending!
He keeps missing on the ending.
That is literally enough to actually swing it. Oh my god!
10K, 13K
Tragic.
at the end. Leva Russian closing it out on Here's to Us. Fitting last pick for this day to close out on, actually. This is going to be our last match of the day, so that last pick. Never mind. We just got word. We're going to watch Whitecat versus MREC at the end of their match, so we're going to switch to that one.
Yeah, I believe right now it's 4-2 in favor of Whitecat.
Ooh. Whitecat's having a big day.
Yeah, he's eliminated a lot of players. He's eliminated Badu and Arnold already. Looking to wipe out MREC from the remaining player field as well now.
They're going to be going immediately into the AR-11 pick that we actually haven't seen yet, so they are on Pool C. This is the AR-11 fight of the century here.
Yeah, not quite AR-11, pretty close though. I think it's like AR 10.8 or something like that. May as well be AR-11. And yeah, it's pretty tough to be able to read this easily. You can see MREC just not having a good time on this one now. 78% accuracy to Whitecat's 93 or so.
Yeah, unfortunately not having the greatest of times right now, Whitecat. Feeling pretty confident on this.
Yeah, this map is AR 10.8 after double time, which means you only have 330 milliseconds to react to the notes. The average human reaction time is 300 milliseconds. So even if you have, above average reaction time, you've maybe got a tenth of a second to react to the notes coming at you. So the fact that Whitecat is still able to do this, 94% holding combo right now, I mean, it's so impressive to be able to pull off a play like this.
Yeah, S rank from him, like, this is honestly a crazy play. Like, at this point, it is going to be GG. Even with Whitecat slider breaking, it just doesn't matter since there's no combo on the side of MREC to really counteract this. So MREC going to be knocked out of the tournament. Whitecat going to be our last top 4 placer.
This map is so filthy. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. So it'll be Whitecat. Yeah, it'll be Whitecat versus Leva Russian. Losers semifinals. Whitecat over MREC.
Whitecat over MREC at the end of the day. The old guard coming in hot. Whitecat, I believe, is still the player who held #1 for the longest time in OS history. Absolute legend of a player, and has been really, really solid in tournaments that entire time as well. Crazy to watch in any aspect of the game.
Yeah, and today was a great performance from him all around. Minus that one wild one with riding bruh. Everything after that was just like beautifully executed, holding some wild combos. He almost SS'd, I don't remember which one, but in the losers quarters, I believe he almost SS'd on one of the Pool A songs or something.
Yeah, I think it was the AIM map that you're talking about. We had a lot of SS's on that one.
Yeah, it was nasty. He had a great day.
Yeah, that's gonna do it for the matches. For tomorrow, we're gonna have just, I believe, 3 matches. It's going to be the remaining players: Utami Malashevsky in the winners bracket, Leva Russian, Whitecat in the losers bracket, and we'll be seeing them face off, and we'll see just who actually gets these top 3 placements and who gets the win. We'll see.
Yeah. It's a fat stack of cash here on the line. Players are playing extremely well, and there's also a tournament going on today, a LAN tournament, which Fiery Rage is at right now, the round table.
Yep.
So it's a big weekend for Osu here, and it's really just fun to be a part of it. So Yep, it continues tomorrow. We finish it tomorrow, I believe, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern. I don't know what that is in UTC. Maybe one of you knows better than I do.
Is a 14 UTC.
Perfect. So it'll be the same time tomorrow, and we conclude the tournament. So thanks for joining us, everyone who tuned in, and thanks for joining me with the casting, Fiery and Dio. Go ahead and...
it's always a pleasure.
Yeah,
pleasure to be here. Really happy to be a part of, like you said, a very big weekend for Osu. 2 massive tournaments going on at the same time.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So I believe that wraps it up for today, and we will see you all bright and early tomorrow.
Yep. See you guys then.
Thanks, everyone.
I can't believe it. Yes! He just lost. My fat cock is throbbing. What am I worried about? What am I worried about? This heat is a fucking profit. I can't believe he just lost. My cock.
Hello. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my hands. I don't usually talk with my hands or anything, but... Oh, yes.
Literally just 8-year-olds who happen to be able to make videos.